Hey, what's up,
I
everyone? Sorry, I
Hey.
keep on I'm getting slow. I keep on forgetting to press the audio buttons before we come in. But
Bunga bunga.
hello, don't you uncle button? It's not even worth uncle bunga.
Unga bungas. I mean, we haven't done an unga bunga in a long time, so
It's
like
because I'm getting
the bar
smarter.
is starting to like increase a little bit.
I wish it was smarter. I wish it was a little bit not so
A little bit taller. I wish it was a
Neanderthal.
baller.
Anyways, hello everyone. Welcome back to the Net 20 Show and for tonight's episode of Balance the Cosmic Wheel, where we are going to jump into some more chaos, specifically as the group has approached their passing area, next destination, something like that.
Waypoint
Waypoint? Spot?
checkpoint
Checkpoint.
area.
Yeah, we'll say this is I would be really interested to play like a D&D game that like you can like have like 3 save slots and it's like you can go back to that save or something like that and play it a different way or something like that. That'd be interesting.
That would actually be really cool. But
Well,
also,
then-
I'd be
but then,
become
like,
way more chaotic.
yeah, like trying to remember what was in your other save slot, and you're like, what do I not know? What do I know? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
True.
But that'd be the fun of it. Anyways, tonight we are going to be jumping in just a second, but as always, I want to give an awesome shout out. So put your fucking hands up. Get on my
Oh, hands up or together? Because I went
Put your
together.
fucking
hands
Up and together.
Elderwood.
Praise the quesadilla.
All eyes on Elderwood Academy. Elderwood Academy is an awesome place to get your gaming accessories and gaming kits. They have not only these awesome dice vaults where you can have all of your Shadowrun dice to click and clack, and also get a specifically inlaid, a specific color of inlaid wet and dry erase board with some felt that you like in there, and the wood that you want, and the pleather that you like, but also not Buff Bulbasaur, but Buff Bulbasaur approves of the little foam things that you can put in there too. You got these; they are modular. You can get them a little bit different each time, and it's really nice.
Noise.
You can still check out the remnants of the Kickstarter, where you can get this thing, but in a smaller case. It's really nice, and they also have more of a recent effect that you can pair with the awesome dice catapult. Listen, if we were having an in-person game, you bet your ass I would have a dice catapult to fire d20s into the fray on like very stressful times because they have like it's a I think it's Paduk or it's like cedar or something like that, and you just pop it out and then they give you rubber bands too. It's like $8. Go get you a dice catapult. Use the code net20 to get 10% off. That's 80 cents off. Come on, just get it. You know, it's fine. And terrorize everyone and your everyone with the catapult. But also they have
Do not
dice.
launch metal or stone dice. Do not launch stone dice at your players.
Don't launch the stone dice that they have, including the variety of gemstone dice that they have available now with their Elderwood seal on it. You can check out all of that and more at elderwoodacademy.com. And if you take a look over at the cycling cards, you'll eventually see kind of a paneling of all the awesome gear that you can get and the code that you can get 10% off. Going on to our another awesome sponsor is Hero Forge. Hero Forge, I've been slapping out some Hero Forge minis, y'all. I've been like making some NPCs that like
They're
they know
wonderful.
of, and then the NPCs that I don't know of, and then some NPCs that I ain't never played before because I don't know, it looks cool as shit.
Sheila was
Because
adorable.
they make Shiloh was really
So sweet. Oh my goodness.
I posted up Shiloh and Sonia in there, and I was like, "Oh, Sonia, my heart." But Hero Forge, if you don't know, is an online mini making tool where you can make these. I held it up to my microphone. Where you can make these pre-painted plastic minis that are printed out in the coloration and matte or hewn, like whatever kind of like glossy detail that you're walking or looking for, with premium plastic that is actually pretty durable. I've dropped it several times, and like as long as you don't have like it sitting on like a single little peg leg thing, it won't break off, and it's like very good durable plastic. It's also pretty resistant against bending or anything like that, but
they also recently added layering clothes, which is fucking amazing.
I looked into that. I need to have a better understanding of how to use the layering clothes option. But my favorite part that they just added is freaking banners, including the ones that are available for Pride Month. But the banners are really neat if you want to make like your himbo crusader who comes in with the pride flag. That shit's bomb as fuck. Check them out today at heroforge.com, or actually, before you do that, type in !HeroForge like Rupar has already done, and click that link, and then you can go to our affiliate link where you can also support the channel whenever you go in and buy your minis. And even if you don't buy the mini how you want it, or you're like, I don't know if I like the printed awesome feature of the colored plastic, or something along those lines, and like I have this resin printer that I haven't used in like 2.5 years because I said I wasn't going to buy any more minis because I was buying too many minis, so I bought a resin printer and I haven't used it yet. So like if you're like one of those people, you can just buy the STL file and just print it and then paint it like you always say that you're going to do.
Hey, can we have a talk?
No.
I want to cast them out of metal. That sounds incredibly difficult.
They also have metal.
They do sell metal.
Never mind.
Too.
They do have metal casting.
It's really cool.
Hero
actually.
Forge.
My friend has one, and they're
heavy. They're freaking.
Yeah, they're nice.
They're chunk. They're like.
When you feel metal dice in your hand, it's the same, except it's your itty bitty character who gets to smash things. So great.
I love it. If I ever make a Warforged, I'm going to get it cast in pewter that they have, and it's going to be just the best, not the worst. It's going to be the worst for the enemies. Yes. Anyways, you can check out the card right there. Also, to check out our other partner with Incarnate. Incarnate is an awesome map making tool that we use and utilize, and I will. You'll see today the map of Colkirk. The Swift River City that I made on Incarnate. Made it in probably, I'd say, about like 2 hours ish. And they have the new kind of top-down watercolor city map feature. Really gives like an opportunity to not make your city seem so small. If you have like a village, like villages are good, like they have the regional map where you can make the villages, and it makes it seem like a little bit more homey, and you can kind of flesh it out a little bit more. But if you want to like really hit some of the like places, like there's like this over here and this over here and this over here, they have like these bricks of like houses now, or like blocks of like 4 to 6 houses in different varieties and scatters that can randomize whenever you place them down, and you can make neighborhoods much easier. And then you can go on a tangent and look up like housing structure theory, and trying to figure out like how that goes down. Definitely didn't do that. And whenever you're done with that, you learn about geology and how rivers are formed.
What you really gotta do is figure out, based on the weight of the roof, whether or not the walls will have enough like surface area horizontally to support the weight of the roof. You know?
That's why towers are so like awesome. You know, cylinders. That's that good shit. They got cylinders in Incarnate. Go check it out. 3 tabs. And in the main tab, while you're listening, we're gonna talk about what we did last time. So last time, about the Cosmic Wheel, the party had made their way from the outskirts of Orlais. Were making their way over to Colkirk, eventually making their way down to Aldenair. Colkirk is the home of the warp boats. It goes down the Swift River. Swift River is named therefore so because it is a very fast currented river that leads and is very popular for travel from the northern regions down to the to like the center area in Aldenair, and to like other areas. But on arrival to Aldenair, there were some closed gates, different than most cities, saying that there was no business to be had or no people that they could invite in or have in or anything like that. The group of guards that met the party let the party know that they'd have to sleep outside for the night, instead of attending one of the inns or anything like that, and that they would, after a good persuasion check to make sure that they weren't like immediately just brushed off and sent over to the next city, with a certain effects of a Marlowe, they were like, very well, we will direct you directly to the warp boat in the morning. And they seemed a little shifty, which was confirmed at the end whenever Marlowe noticed that the Kingsguard armor that they were wearing, since Colkirk is this kingdom of, I'm trying to think of like a satellite city of
Territory,
territory of Aldenair. Not that weird. But what is weird is not having the proper armaments in place for the Kingsguard and having like shabby look-alike material. That's pretty sus. And that's where we pick up. The guards have made their way back to the bulkhead of the entrance to this to Colkirk. The gate still closed. You can see still inside the street lights. The flames, the lanterns that kind of line a lot of the areas are still kind of flickering in the night right now. It's not too late. Maybe about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night. And there's not a lot of traffic out there right now. Not very different, but there's no nightly bustle in Colkirk. Not many of you, I don't think any of you have been to Colkirk before, so you're not sure if this is normal or strange, but what would you like to do?
As we're setting up for camp outside, because I assume we moved to the side and started setting up camp like what was said, I'm going to kind of wave everyone together, and be like, guys, can I talk to you all for just a moment?
Oh,
Is that
Yeah.
outside of the caravan or inside of the caravan? Because I'm still in the caravan.
I assumed that we pulled over and we're setting up.
Cool. Okay, sweet.
If you're still
Sweet,
in the
sweet, sweet.
caravan, I will get your ass.
I already have
I'll
my
be out.
tent in my arms.
I'll be out.
So I'm like,
Yeah, I
He's
also
on
have
his
my
way to
tent.
give
I'm
his
like,
tent
yeah,
to
what's
Val
up?
again.
so like, well, yeah, sure there, Marlo. What seems to be up? And I'll kind of walk over close enough so that it's like you can speak quietly.
Yeah, there's just, I think I know there is a problem because I know the Knight's Guard armor very well because, blacksmithing, and the like, and I've
Yeah.
fixed a couple of people's armor and that wasn't it. That was not
That wasn't armor?
King Guard armor. No,
Oh.
no.
Are they having budgetary constraints of some kind, or is that like
Not for the King's Guard, they would not.
no?
So I don't think that what they said was true.
So you
Okay.
think they're imposters?
Yes.
I glance over Marlowe to see the guards as sneakily as I can, and like no change of expression. But I'm not trying to like peek around to see how many there are. I just want to see up and over them. How many guards are there?
Make a perception check. You can see the 4 that you talked to.
19 plus 3, 22.
22.
Yeah.
You have dark vision?
I think everyone but me.
I think so.
Yeah,
yes, I do. Yeah.
So you can see the 4 that you talked to. You can see the 2 on each side of the battlement of the gate that opens up to the city. Beyond that, you can see that there are actually 2 individuals also just inside of the gate. Not with any kind of like similar armor. They're kind of hidden, pulled into the shadows a little bit, but not like trying to hide. Just not in open. They're dressed in different attire. But they do seem to be like sitting there with some spears and like a shield like laid up, and you kind of see like a silhouette of like not as bulky armor, maybe some leathers or something like that. It's pretty far off, so you can't make any shapes outside of just like there's a shield leaning on their knee and like a spear that's being held up, and they might be having a conversation with their hands or something like that.
Can I be able to tell what the shield looks like?
From this distance, no.
Cool. Okay. So I'll say how many guards there are to you guys, and then.
So there's a total of like 10 that you can see.
Okay. Cool.
Do you
There's
think
about
that they
10.
might have control of the city, or do you think they might be being subversive in some way?
I mean, if they're not letting anyone in and nobody's fighting against that, I would assume that they've taken control.
Are you able to bring that boat around? Actually, you know what? This seems
Yeah, I
like
was
a
gonna
great
say-
job for. Yeah.
I can
excuse-
send Bird as well if you want.
That's probably a good idea. Have a couple set of eyes going, because you know. And I snap to bring Vinny to me.
Yeah, and it takes more than a second.
Okay.
I will call Bird in that more than a second.
As the ground opens up, too, Nova's going to be paying a lot of attention to how it opens up because she's kind of curious.
It's less of
Can you imagine
it's
being
less
the
of
guard?
him opening it up
Right.
now. It's pretty quick, unless like
Is
you
it-
want it to open up.
okay.
I think it's just whenever you cast like more familiars, they open up. But Vinny just kind of.
I was just going to like try and. Oh, he just like apparates. He doesn't go from the ground.
It's up to you. It's up to Zeke.
I like it when he comes from the ground, but I think as it gets more easy, it's more like the ground just like cracks a little bit and there's some glowing, and it's sort of like it happens very quickly, like it's sort of just boop.
Gotcha.
Can
I was
just,
going to
like,
try and
here
just
for a
like
second and be like,
scrape it with my boot just because I'm curious. But
my imagination
What do you-
is something like throws Vinny out and he just goes flying out.
What are you scraping?
Yeah, essentially he's like ejected
just the
from
crack of where Vinny's coming up from.
the general
I
feeling
wanna
is he's being like
See if it's like straight up magical, or if it actually is a portal into hell. Because Nova has zero idea right now.
Zeke definitely doesn't know.
It.
Does it burn me a little bit?
To you, it seems. like a really like the way that you look at it, the when Nova sees it, there's like this essence that like almost is like a fireworks that spills out in a ruby color.
Okay. Cool.
And
Cool.
kind of oozes out, and even whenever it closes, even after it closes, there's still some like residue that's kind of like evaporating that you can see.
Interesting.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna just like rub my sandal around it just to see if I can feel that, but
As you,
pay attention to what's going on.
your sandal just kind of goes through it.
Oh, nah.
But
Didn't
like
that. Okay.
it doesn't really like stick to anything or doesn't react to you moving it or anything like that. But like it's closed by the time you like go to reach for it.
I feel like visually, if you've ever seen a pneumatic tube where suddenly the thing just gets sort of like boo, like it like kind of just shows up with a sudden jolt. I feel like that's Vinny. So it's like that kind of
Oh, nah.
feeling.
Sorry.
Awesome. Sorry, didn't mean to detract from what was going on.
Oh
I
no,
was just
by all
curious.
means. I am curious as well, but good things to ask. So, hey there, Vinny. Got another job for you.
Yeah. Hold on, just let me. Yo, gosh.
Were you busy?
Ah,
Were you busy?
less busy and just kind of caught up. Just what?
Oh,
And you see as like Vinny like dodges out of the way of this owl that flies to Marlowe's hand.
Oh, sorry. They don't listen very well.
Stupid birds. Ah. What you got?
yeah. So, simple task. See those guards over there?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some pink ass bitches over there. So what you're gonna do
Kill
is you're
'em.
gonna tell me how many
Big
of
ass
them are
bitches.
in all the different. Just basically, I don't care if you gotta fly. Don't get seen. Like, do not get seen. And I need you to make a nice perimeter. Tell me how many guards are on the perimeter of the town that match looking like those guys. And then if you really can, maybe tell me if there are any more inside.
Give 'em the
But for
old
now,
1,
just
2,
perimeter.
3, 4. Send them down through the door.
Not yet. We're just scouting it out. But yeah. At some point, I think I'd be ready to be thrown down a little bit.
Yeah.
Gotta add a few more.
Did
to
you,
the town down below? Is
Did
the
you
plan.
get everything situated with the Vertgens? I think they just they over in the house like some couple plots over there.
No, I didn't. In fact, I was gonna do that tonight, later. So like, come talk to me.
Sure.
I look at
later.
Zeke and Abe, raise
Yeah.
one eyebrow a little bit, and then glance at Marlo and Val.
I mean, they already talked about this around the fire, so.
Yeah. So, you'll give me that count. There's also gonna be a bullet. Don't get in the bullet's way. It's gonna be doing something similar.
You see, he, like looks up and scoffs at the bird. Kind of like spits this little firebolt past it. And
I
then
kick him
They
over
just,
and be
like,
like, get on your
Like
way.
him.
he like catches his footing before he like you see like the wings kind of like on their first bellow up, just kind of part turns invisible, and continues on.
Yeah, bird, just, scout things. 1, 2, whatever. Yes, same thing. Please.
Just silently goes up.
I
So
point at the owl and I go, "That's a pretty one."
Oh,
Not to Marlo.
Dang. Their name's Coot.
I nod, eyebrows, stop talking. Look away.
all right, so Are you controlling? Well, you can control them up to 120 feet, and like telepathically communicate up to 120 feet. But after they do that, it goes a little bit. It's harder to control or communicate, and so they're just kind of on their own. But are you looking through them on their senses, or just
No,
kind
I'm
of waiting
gonna
for them
stay
to get
present here for now.
back? Okay. Same for Zeke.
Yeah. So, yeah, because I'd have to switch out invocation to do anything.
Not for Find Familiar.
Really useful.
For Find Familiar, you can, as an action, just you go blind and deaf, but you can see and hear through Vinny. There's an invocation that allows you to do it to any creature.
Right. Yeah, the invocation gives me his senses and allows me to speak through him. But that's different.
That's a different one, yeah.
Okay, and it gives me telepathic communication as well. But I can look. All right, so yeah, what I'm gonna do is be like, I'll be back, and so I sort of set up the tent behind me, like the rolled tent behind me to like lean on, so I can kind of like, and will look through Vinny's senses as he goes around.
You just watch as Zeke's eyes go completely black. And you all also notice that there is, probably for maybe the first time, as his sight goes black, on one of his ankles, a very shiny shackle appears.
Can I tell what metal it is?
Closer.
Can you tell what metal it is? Go ahead and make a blacksmithing check.
I'm just gonna try and touch it.
Touch it.
Well, first I'm gonna hover my hand
It
and
looks
feel if
spicy,
it's particularly hot.
It looks similarly to Nova. It looks similarly ruby-esque, as the same like gross essence that was
Yeah,
spilling
I
out.
definitely want to touch it. Does it emanate heat?
When you go to touch it, your hand passes through and like touches his
Oh.
leg. It's just you can see it's like a thing that's there.
Is there the chain connected to it?
The chain kind of disappears almost after a couple links.
Is this the chain that they shook to summon the scary voice? You guys remember that? You know, when the sky went all weird and they shook things, and then a voice came out and was like, good
Abe
things
is like,
are
no,
happening.
that was different. You see, this is something that we got ourselves into, and it's just for show. Nothing big.
Insight check.
Insight check.
5 check.
Vibe check.
5 check on the outfit.
I actually don't know
Alright.
what Abe.
So I roll for his
Yeah.
deception. I know it's charisma, so he has the +5. I don't know if he's proficient.
He's
Oh,
for
don't
sure
tell us it's
proficient in
deception,
deception.
Yeah.
Oh,
Cool. So
damn.
that's a 17.
You rolled a 17.
No, it's a
Actually-
total 17.
Okay,
I
gotcha.
probably actually wouldn't.
Oh.
I mean, you don't really have to roll to know that like there might be something sus about this, but like that's all.
I
you can
rolled
really
a 1
do.
anyway.
I rolled a 19.
I rolled a 14 plus 5, so 19.
And
Marlo believes him.
Abe, I think,
Marla's like, yeah, sounds good.
is probably just as surprised to see it as most of you are, because it doesn't really show up. So he's just like,
Does he seem okay? So he also seems unsettled by it.
As much as Abe can seem unsettled, yeah.
I totally understand the interest and focus on this, but I think there's a little bit more pressing matters on what to do, you know, about the fake guards commandeering the city.
roll a perception check for Vinny, and roll a perception check for Hoot.
Nova just recognizes what Marlo said. and just pulls up on a rock, stretches out, and like still stares at the chain, just kind of like scratching her chin and like playing with her hair, trying to figure out.
Shout out to
What is
Nariah the cleric for the resale.
Oh, what a sub!
And Greenskeeper
Love
and
it.
Greenskeeper TV for the resale.
We love our subs.
For the sub.
Well done. Thank you.
You rolled that one. Oh, again?
How many nat ones we rolled?
Big. Ooh.
Hold
Change
on.
your dice.
Do we have a giveaway for nat ones?
Switch them out.
No.
No, we don't have
But
a
you have to
giveaway.
Get it out of here.
We should.
No, when we roll enough that ones, the audience has to give us something.
Yeah,
Get
Or
those dice
something.
out of here. Goodness gracious.
Another natural one? Are you kidding?
It's a
No,
2.
it's a 2. Okay.
Total 6.
That's
Total
improvement.
6. All right. What did Vinny roll?
So I just had to look up his perception because he does have a +4, so it's a 14.
14.
Mhm.
Also make a stealth check.
Oh no, it was a 12. I knocked it. It's 16.
12? Oh,
Yeah, so
okay,
12 plus
16.
4 is 16. Yeah, I
Make
bumped it with my keyboard.
a stealth check with advantage for Vinny also as he's going through kind of flying.
Ooh, that's his best skill. So 18 plus 5, so 23.
Hell yeah.
He a quiet lad. He
Easy boy.
flapping along.
Not the best
No
artist,
one
but
will
an
know.
excellent sneak.
Mhm, yeah.
Trying to get, let me see this one.
I just
So-
realized he has resistances to like everything.
Yeah, he's the devil.
I forgot. Yep.
So Vinny's pretty quiet and able to like kind of jump from and like fly from rooftop to rooftop. You can see that there's not anyone in the streets, except for a couple people that are stationed almost at like every other block. There's someone stationed with like in a very like, some of them are kind of sleepy and like stretchy and bored, and kicking, and like a couple of them look like they're leaving their post to talk to someone else before you like hear some like shouting, and then like goes back to their post. You see several storefronts. As you kind of fly over, you can see in the Discord chat and player game prep, there's the map that you can get a better sight of. There seems to be a couple of neighborhoods and stuff like that. The only,
Got it.
as he kind of flies up a little bit more, the only movement he really sees is at this, what looks like a tavern at the top of the hill in the center of the city, near all these nicer buildings. Just before.
Can you give me a number?
Yeah. At 12, there's a lot of movement. The lights are on still at 11, 9, and 10. They look like inns or normal taverns. They look like there's lights in there, but everything else is pretty well closed down.
Where are we?
Y'all are to the west of 9, left of 9, in
9.
the
Okay.
Oh,
The,
good. We don't have to go across the bridge.
right.
That'll make things easier.
And you can
Oh,
hear,
action.
as Vinny can hear as he kind of crosses over, there's like a very pretty constant, like distant waterfall sound coming over from the east side. And there's a temple, a couple temples, just like taking the lay of the land, and then there's this one really old, decrepit building at the top of the hill. But the thing that he notices the most, that you notice well, is that all of the individuals stationed throughout the city have a long purple sash across their
Oh
chest
God.
with a rook piece at the center of their sash.
Hmm.
I can see
Can
all-
I speak while in Vinny's sense? Well, in like,
Can you what?
can I speak while in Vinny's senses?
You can speak. You
You
can't
can speak
hear.
as a person. Yeah.
But you can speak like to who is around Zeke.
Cool. Ah, that ain't. That's some. I'm gonna. So basically, I'll start to quickly describe what I'm seeing, and I'll describe the parts I add to what you said. I'd be like, it looks like most of everything's closed down, as you might expect. The tavern's open, that's a good sign, but everyone's being kept inside for some reason, it looks like. Like, no one's in the streets, they got guards. Let's see here.
Is it a lot
We
of
got,
guards?
like, one every couple blocks. How many would I estimate there are in, like, total? Like, every time I see a new one, I, like, basically, like, so in the dirt next to me, every time I see a new guard, I'm gonna make a tally mark.
After about 10
use that
minutes, you see maybe like 2 dozen, 3 dozen.
Okay. So a few dozen guards. There's an old manor. Is there anything going on in the manor? So I'll finish relaying all the information you just gave me. Right?
Have you mentioned the purple sashes?
Yes. And I'll be
Yeah,
like,
he's
they
mentioned
got.
everything I said.
Yeah.
I just wanted to know where it was and mentioning.
For flavor, I'm adding the Zeke style of explaining as we go here. But what we got is I can't help but notice the guards have a bit of a uniform that ain't like the king's guards that were outside, as you might expect. They're wearing those purple sashes that I think we saw before. My memory fails if
Yep.
the rook little like castle
From-
symbol on them.
Orlais?
Yeah, like I wouldn't actually hear that that little symbol we saw. So I just talk right over the top of you because I can't hear you. That little symbol we saw. In fact, he doesn't really shut up this whole time. And
Just like imagine everyone moving away as he goes to talk. Like huddle.
But he's giving a great account of what he's seeing. Like it's like you're there. And yeah.
No.
Let's see.
Nobody
So
has
what
it.
so what I do after I got the end of the description is I try and I don't have a way to direct Vinny, really, do I? Let me see. Yeah,
He
I
usually
might.
returns. After he makes like a circle, he usually returns.
Yeah. Once he's close enough, I think I can send message, which doesn't take concentration.
Once he's within message range, you can talk back and forth to him telepathically.
Yeah.
As a familiar.
So what I'll do is once he gets back in range, kind of on his circle, be like, why don't you go take a look at that manor up on the hill? I want to see if something that's a little too abandoned for a town being this quiet. Just go up on the cliff of Riverside, baby.
Yeah,
And,
just go look at the creepy shit, Vinny. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
why
yeah.
not? Sure.
Yeah, Vinny.
And if you get seen, pretend like you don't know me.
You know, that's a good idea, Zeke. Go look at the creepy thing. Yeah, I'm on it.
You just hear like this, like sound like.
Yeah, I'm gonna send Vinny to go look at the big creepy manor thing. I feel like that seems a lot suspicious. If you don't like that, maybe just like can I feel things if someone like
Yeah.
bumps me?
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
tap you to make sure you knew I understood, but I think I'm just
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Nova, what you got?
All right, purple sash with a rook. I'm going through the database. Do I know any of them? I will roll whatever I need to roll.
Recently, you heard about a purple sash with some kind of rectangular chess piece something about 2 episodes ago.
No, I know, but
Okay, I was like,
prior to that,
does no one take notes? What's going on?
no, we didn't know about.
we all
We all know.
Okay,
We all
I was making
know.
sure.
It
I
was
was
in the
like,
chat.
It was in the chat.
We're like, oh,
What's
it's
going-
those guys.
But I'm asking about like specific thieves guilds or sigils with a rook, which prior we knew it was some sort of rectangular rook-like piece, but we didn't have that exact
Gotcha.
emblem kind
Gotcha.
of description. So
Make
now
a
that we have more
history
information.
check.
Cool. So 13 plus 9.
Join.
So math
joining.
22.
You said, yeah, go for it.
Don't worry, I've only rolled 1s and 2s today, guys.
Please change your dice. Is it a 3?
She's only got 3 sets.
No, it's
and
not.
she's cycled through all of them.
Oh no.
24.
Nice.
By 4. Both
Was that
of
a nat
you-
20?
It was a 17.
Both of you know the purple night dragons.
Write that shit down.
Purple dragon knights who wear
More sense.
purple dragon knights who are a very well distinct. They're like saying like purple dragon knights is like is like saying like Secret Service, you know, like everyone knows of, like, it's not like they're like that big of a deal, but everybody knows of like the Purple Dragon Knights is like, oh, that they're like the big knight group that goes around. They often work with like the Ironclad Coalition, which is one of the other guilds that is like right across the street from a lot of times from the Phoenix League, and they're just like a very famous knights group, but they're very small, and they have a purple sash with a knight figure. This is a rook. You've never heard of like a purple rook.
As much as I may not be directly
I mean-
involved, from that information, would you be able to guess that like the majority of the knights are present in this town, of that group, or like
For-
a lot of them?
They're not
From
part of that group.
From Zeke's from Zeke's description of the fairly lithe and like older, younger, like smattering of people in like scrap leather armor that are like picking their nose, this is not knightly people. This is not. It's very easy to see like that they're not like these battle hardened group of individuals.
Interesting.
Has he been saying who has weapons and who hasn't? Or
All of the guards.
have you been
He
saying?
just randomly says like, I don't know, Zeke. Do you describe that they have weapons? or
Are
something
you
like that?
describing weapons as you go by?
I would be
or more
describing.
clothes?
So if I could describe 3 things, being used to planning like, what would you call them? Not heists, but basically planning stuff before. I'd be describing the lengths and widths of streets, right? To give an idea of like the map, essentially. To get and I'd be describing places that you could hide in the city, like narrow alleys and sight lines of the guards, and what the guards have. So I'd be going over like general layout of the area, what visually was covered by guards looking at it, and what the guards had for weapons.
Okay. Nova's going to be using her cartography skills to draw a map based on what Zeke has been saying. But she will probably not be multitasking on knowing how many weapons there are. So
Make a check with your cartography skills. It's going to be
got it.
intelligence plus your proficiency or dexterity if you want to do
So
dexterity. I don't know why you-
13
20.
plus
20.
2. Yeah, exactly.
We have
Well
the same
done.
stats.
Makes things easier.
You said 13 plus
Dirty
what?
20.
Dirty 20?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have essentially the skeleton of what I gave you.
Cool.
Cool. Yeah, I'm just showing that with the group so everyone has a visual while Zeke is saying stuff. And we can start marking out knights as, or quote unquote, knights as they are mentioned on the streets on there.
Yeah.
Vinny makes it up to the you can hear Zeke behind y'all describing Vinny going up the hill to the larger manor. It looks like it's an old manor that had been burned down. You don't know. You're not sure when. I mean, you can make a check to see how long ago the erosion looks. But it looks like it's just had.
With Vinny's stats.
It could be with Zeke's stats since he's looking through.
Oh, I thought that only lasted. No, I'm just being stupid.
You're good. It is. There are iron rod fences that block this area, and between the kind of looks like the nobility of the town in this like upper area, this elevated area, there's a graveyard with some mausoleums and some nice graves and stuff like that. Then there is a large statue of a dwarvish warrior, and then that is seated like right center in front of, maybe a couple 100 feet in front of this, the remnants of this manor.
Got it. Is there anyone in the manor? Like, can I tell if the manor is empty or not? Ruined in, oh, there's holes and I can see through it, or is it like boarded up?
This is going to be a different perception check. I'd say this is going to be an investigation check
Cool.
for Vinny to be able to suss out like remnants of it.
Okay, 2 questions. Are there any guards in this area?
Immediately, like right off the bat, no, you can't. Like with passive perception, you don't see anything.
Cool. And I don't see anyone like in the outside of the manor or like milling back and forth to it.
Right off the bat, no, nothing.
Right off the bat, no. Okay, cool.
If you want to like actively look for, there's not really many places to look. There's like some old remnants of trees and like some deadened trees and stuff like that, and some like scrap wood that's out here, but that's about it.
Okay. Final thing. From it looks like the main way in is you go through a fence through the graveyard up the hill. Is there what I'd like to do is before I actually go to the manor, what I'd want to do is basically make a perimeter of that, and I want to see if there's any sort of path or like climbable way up to the manor that doesn't involve going through the town.
You will have to wait until you get Vinny back
Sure.
to tell him to do that, because Vinny
I will
goes
wait.
over,
Hey.
like looks over, he just kind of like scans and makes a circle and
Yeah.
returns.
Cool.
But
Yeah,
Michael, do you mind sharing the map with the audience now?
Yeah.
Maybe?
Just in resources.
Or our Twitch
McWheel
audience.
resources.
Twitch
Yeah.
audience.
check out the
not
Discord
us,
channel
but, yeah.
to see the audience, or to see the map in person. But I'm going to
Yeah, if you do that, you could make it big on another
narrow
screen,
me
and it's
down
nice.
Ooh.
a little bit.
And then the other thing was, if Nova's like making a map,
Yes.
I would also be looking for any clear avenues, less guarded areas that we could sneak through, go through on the map that she's creating.
I'm going to be very busy building the map, So yeah, that would be awesome.
It is.
You can
it
do
is-
that.
It's hard to. I'd say that you'd need to make a more combined effort with Zeke, like another check with Zeke or performance check from Zeke, to have to go back in and check out the hiding spaces, because they're not very well immediately described, as he was describing like lots of things.
Got it. Well, Marlo's got mini smarts. I'm sure she can tell me what to look for. And
You can't hear me though.
right, not yet. Okay, cool.
Val, what are you doing in this time?
If there's nothing like specific for me to do, I'd probably just be like menacingly sharpening my sword or something.
That's what I thought.
Menacingly.
If there's anything, actually, I did have a question for you, but I'm just gonna DM it to you, so you can keep going.
Okay. Let me get this.
Where's that bird?
Yeah, what's the bird up to?
The bird is back now. The bird shrugs and is like,
You're so helpful. Thank you.
Send it back out. Make it look for I don't know, holes in the. And then I like Nova like motions to the wall, like something.
Bird seems very distracted. Yeah, he's.
it has a
he can-
mouse.
You go
Like,
eat that in the place.
It's half
I
eaten. It's kind
can't
of
see-
torn
that's-
open a little bit already. He
Please
drops
don't
it in your
land
hand.
on me like that, please. Oh God, eat the rest. It's okay. It's all for you.
Oh,
appreciate
It eats it.
Well, you just chill on some branches for now, Bird. I'm sure I'll find fun things for you to do in a bit.
It goes off to like a nearby branch.
By the way, Nova, do you have the spell Disguise Self by any chance?
No, but I've seen plenty of other wizards. I'm sure I could figure something out with Perry.
Well, because I mean, I can get two of us disguised so we can walk through, maybe less accosted, but only two. So
I have invisibility, and I go back to doing the cartography map.
how sneaky are you? Are you sneaky?
Val leans forward and you hear. Just,
I would be more than happy to back you up in this endeavor, but stealth is not my strong suit.
So you would benefit from, not looking gold and
I
shining.
would benefit from not
ostentatious.
looking ostentatious, yeah.
Val's favorite method of making sure no one notices was making sure there was no one alive to notice.
You can't be seen if they don't have eyes.
Yeah, Nova will just like, because she was really like enjoying her time making the map, and she gets up from it and she like activates Perry and like sits down at one of the tables, motions Val over.
Yes.
And I pause, look at Marlo with her
I know it's you can continue. It's all right.
Did you have a different plan? And I've like continue like fidgeting with Perry to get it prepped.
Well, I can disguise her as one of the guards in their uniform and the like. But if you have a better idea, just in case, when we're trying to sneak around, if we decide to sneak around, she wouldn't, be in gold armor.
I look at Marlo and I look at Val. And I look back at Marlo. And I look back at Val. And I'm waiting for some inclination of who wants me to do what.
Vinny makes it back at this time.
Cool.
I
And
feel
I'll
like
sort of like come back up and be like, so was any of that useful?
Yes?
That was good. And I like reach over for the map that I walked away from, and I hand it to Zeke, and I walk back to where I was, and I look at Marlo, and I look at Val, like
I
almost
feel-
like half expecting an answer by now.
I feel as if Nova, your plan was to do invisibility. I feel like it would be a little odd if there was nothing there, but there was clink clanking. I feel like it would be actually less suspicious if I just was different colors.
Yeah, mine
how
also
are
doesn't
you-
use a spell, so
Wait, how are you at climbing? I point to
That's
Val.
me?
Yeah, I point to Val.
What would you want me to climb?
Well, there's this old manor on the other side near the river, and once it gets dark, they're probably not going to be able to illuminate that area very well, because especially since it looked like no one was over there. And I hadn't done a thorough investigation, but the going up that hillside over there might not only be a center of some creepy stuff going on that ain't supposed to be happening, but also probably wouldn't be like, it seems the furthest away from people that might hear you clanking around. That's the whole idea.
It's also
wouldn't we have to pass through everything?
yeah, it's
Well, we
also
go
on the
wa-
other side of the city.
Yeah, we'd have to make quite a walk around, but you know.
I don't suggest that unless there was actually something at the manor that you think or saw that would indicate that there are ne'er-do-wells there. I would recommend sticking with the devil that we do know, so to speak.
Yeah, that's me. Hi. But yeah, so have we made silence move before?
Yes, but it was we had to ritually cast it like every 10 minutes. So we had to stay still for a minute and then cast it and then continue.
Zero was quite good at that.
Yeah, but
Right.
we're also on a moving wagon,
Yeah,
Which made
so
it
he could
easier.
sit still.
it's true.
Well, it takes 10 minutes to still ritually cast it. He was
Yeah.
able to do it in 5, which he's like, yeah, I can still do that. It's not a big issue, but I'm pretty quiet. If anyone needs help with, making things more quiet.
Yeah,
Well-
I mean, we would have to recast it like every 5 minutes or so.
So here's the good question. What's our goal here? Do we want to like what are we trying to do exactly? Because I know. Yeah.
I feel like Marlo and I could disguise ourselves as the guards, the ones that you saw, or that we ran into, get ourselves into the city, and then those of you who can turn invisible and sneak can get inside that way.
Yeah.
I want to figure out exactly what's going on, and hopefully maybe hope the town, not be subjugated by people who are pretending to be Kingsguard when they're not Kingsguard.
But-
If that's okay with everyone.
That is more than all right with me.
Our plan is to go in quiet, and then maybe kill everyone later, depending on how things go.
Yeah,
We're going in to investigate, and then if killing is necessary, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So we want to get in. Now based on this map, we got this is quite a, and I like to hold up this map to Vinny, like this, and wave it in front of his face, be like, see, Vinny, she didn't bother, she made it. Like that's how you make a map. When I asked for a map, just for future reference.
Silly
but
fucking
I'm saying,
dude, what you want me to do? I'm not some kind of fucking artist.
next time I ask for a map, this is the quality I'm looking for. If
Look,
you don't mind.
you gotta ask for different kind of schoolings or something like that for me to get a promotion. If you want me to draw shit like that.
Yeah, well, we might sort that out later. We're still talking about promotions. I think don't get too far ahead of yourself, Vinny. You did good on that scouting mission. That went. I'm gonna basically take the map and lay it out in front of us, and be like, okay, so where we're going in, and where we're trying to go once we get there. Because I know that we want to investigate. I was thinking that manor was so creepy. And the fact that it's been abandoned there for so long makes no sense to me. So I think something's up with that.
I mean, I
But-
think it might be a good idea to maybe isolate one of the guards and, get information, or if we can find a townsfolk who might be able to kind of tell us what's going on.
I like
Get
that.
more info.
Do the dirty.
Abe would be probably very like he would something with fire would happen at
No,
this
no,
point.
no.
I'm
Very-
pretty sure.
It's very bright and ostentatious. That's the word we don't want to use today.
I'm very good at getting information out of people.
I'm
I'm
Sure,
not
well.
surprised at all.
Yeah.
So
If we
I'm
wanna
not
make a
surprised
scene,
at all.
that can be accomplished.
We don't want to make a scene, Abe. Thank you, though.
Well, I mean, it seems like they might be already doing it. So, at this point, what's the difference?
we
The
can get
difference
inside.
is they have 3 dozen and we have.
So what we need is we need an empty building, so that we can't be seen interrogating the guy, and a guard on his lonesome. Yeah.
Or if we could, find townsfolk willing to work with us.
I think we probably would like both, but yeah, the townsfolk would be a lot less likely to cause a ruckus. So what we need is to get inside the walls and locate a townsfolk, preferably someone who's not going to be too scared. So like, no children, no mothers with children.
Mothers are
could go-
pretty, strong.
They're
Sure.
strong,
go-
but they're probably not going to want to put their children in danger by talking to
Or maybe
strangers while the
honestly,
town's on
Their
lockdown.
child.
We could go to the tavern. The lights you said were on there.
Yeah, maybe like a barkeep, someone who's used to strangers might be
Maybe
a good.
we can look through some windows because that bar
Yeah.
might be used by, the.
It
I-
might be.
I can, if we need to, I have that spell that you were talking about, Marlo, to kind of change your appearance, and also to like make like illusory things happen if we want like a distraction.
I think maybe I don't know, guys. I think it'd be best if we got in quiet without a distraction so we don't set off any alarms.
So
as
I
best
think
as possible.
I think we need to get in without being seen, and then use the disguises to help Val and Marlo, yes, get around, and then the rest of us won't be seen at all.
Disguise self is only for self.
Unless you have certain things.
Exactly, unless you have certain things, which I do not have.
Yeah.
Certain things.
I look at Marlo and everyone and say, well, I can get me and Marlo through the gate. I'm pretty confident.
Just walking through.
If we're disguised, yes.
What would
We
you be
might-
disguised as that they would let you through?
The guards that we saw earlier today. Or
It
just
might be-
other in that uniform.
Maybe we should look for an area we might be able to cross as a group to get
At
in.
this point, Abe would
Make sure
let
everyone
everyone
can
know
get
he
there.
has mold earth, and he could make a little, possibly make like a little tunnel under one of the walls.
We could.
We could do that and then disguise ourselves,
As
On the
the
way there,
purple
just to
sash,
make sure we
nobodies.
get found.
Yeah. Yeah, so if we move around to an unlooked at part of the wall through one of the fields with crops in them that are a bit taller, we can kind of low crawl our way through the field. Then once we get close to the wall, we can go under the wall, and then we can disguise the visible members of our party as those purple sash McNobodies, and they won't expect them to be knowing what's going on too much, because it looks like they ain't important. And they look also kind of new, so they're not going to know as much who's supposed to be there and not. So that's probably a good ploy.
Just a warning: the disguise only lasts for an hour for you, Val. So
Okay,
Noted.
So
And
the
we will
last-
have to make quick work of this.
we'll need. I'll look for an empty building somewhere where we can hang out out of sight. Once we find someone to talk to, or when our disguises start to run out, and you guys can try and focus on looking for a good looking town folk or something like that.
So maybe we should get Abe working on that wall. Tunnel under the wall.
Yeah. Well, let's. How are we gonna leave camp without them getting suspicious?
We could just
Set
leave
up
it here.
and pretend we're sleeping. Put the carriage in front of their view and have the tents behind. And
Cool. I'll
maybe,
get.
does anyone have alarm spells or anything like that?
I do. I'm happy to set some up.
Cool. I'll set up the tent. and I like get up and take out the tent. Yeah, I'll just get this set, and I'll like, it's not the same, and I'll just set it up like, however.
I'm gonna start drawing some alarms. One as a perimeter around the carriage, and then the second one around a couple of tents, too.
I'm gonna
But it might take some time. So,
I'm gonna get a fire going,
yeah.
to make like we're gonna be cooking.
Alright. So everybody's you're basically setting up camp to make it as best
like we're there.
appear. Okay, are you doing it close to the area, or are you going back a little bit?
I think we're going back a little bit so it's inconvenient for them to come and look at it without leaving their post.
Okay. The closest place that you can find that's kind of off the road, unless you want to be on the road, is an inlet next to a little farming house. That's about maybe a quarter mile
Perfect.
back.
I like to set it up so we can move directly from these fields. Do they have crops in them?
Yes. They're not
how
tall
t-
crops. They're like berry bushes.
I'd like to find the tallest one and get set up next to that so that we can move directly from the camp into the cover of those bushes if we stay low.
How do you mean?
So basically, if you
So like while we leave camp, we can hide in the bushes as we like leave out this way.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's easy enough to do with like from this angle. Go ahead and give me a performance or survival check from one or two people to set up the camp to where it looks
We have
lived in.
Uriel do the survival.
Serial
For real.
can do survival.
yeah, and I can do performance. I got proficiency.
Yay.
24 from 5 from Zuriel.
That's a solid 14.
That's good. Between the two of you, you're able to
While we're setting up camp and I'm going along with the alarms, at one point I want to try and get to Zeke, and while I'm setting up the alarm for like maybe around 6:10 or something, I want to be like, hey, when you were over there, and I motioned to when he was lying down, we saw
Yeah.
saw a chain. And I pause to see if he says anything.
I take the chain out of my the chain flail thing. I got chains.
No,
What-
Zeke. It was a chain there, and I point down at his ankle, and I look up.
Oh. Yeah, there's a chain there. That would be correct. What you're curious about with it? I take a sip of water to give myself time.
First, I want
Arlo,
to.
even an ear in.
I mean, I.
This is some good water. It's better from the river direct. Yeah, what were you saying?
Oh, this is awkward.
And she sees. Surprise! All of a sudden,
Guess I'll
Abe
just close my
barges
tab.
into the conversation and is like, "Sup?"
Yeah.
Nova sees that Zeke is stalling and like reads that and goes, "You know what? Never mind. But
If you
if you want to
No,
talk
no.
about it,
if you're
Hi.
curious, I can, there's not maybe as much to tell as you'd hope for, but if you're curious, I could go into it, but we'd have to trade.
So let me take Abe up to date on this so far.
Yay!
Oh, I was gonna message him.
That'd be great.
So Abe, thus far you have pulled away from the guards who have said that they're going to take you directly to the area,
Okay.
to the warp boat in the morning. There was some time, and Vinny was sent out along with Hoot, a owl familiar that you now have, or Marlo now has available.
It's a good boy.
He is a grumpy boy.
Hoot
But he's-
found a mouse.
Here's the thing.
Vinny.
We love a grumpy owl.
Vinny found that like there's the guys with the fake looking Kingsguard armor, and then there inside is a bunch of like guards that seem to be posted up. There's nobody inside of there's no one out of their establishments or houses or anything like that. It's a very, very quiet and desolate place right now, even though it is still lively. The only lights that are on really are the 3 taverns, and the only movement is at number 12 on top of the hill that you can see the map either on the Twitch stream or in player game prep and stuff like that, where a lot of these guards are at 12. The guards that are stationed throughout the area and just inside the gate are all wearing these purple sashes that have a tan rook figure on the center of it. The other thing was they all saw a bunch of just random business names and stuff like that, and then there's also a manor on top of the hill that looks very burnt.
Go back. All the guards have a purple sash with a tan
Yes.
rook.
Yes.
Yeah. It's the guards. It's the same.
It's the same as the ones from away.
The very
Yeah.
ones.
The very
Swiper, no
same.
swiping.
So yes, the tan rook, and the closest thing that was able to be determined from Nova and Marlo were able to figure out that there is another group of very well named very famous knights who are very classic knights in the sense of the word, named the Purple Dragon Knights, who have a very similar purple sash across their armor, but they have a knight piece. These guys look like a bunch of not those guys, because they have they look like riffraff with scrappy leather armor, and different weapons. They all have different accoutrement of kind of scrap together crossbows and stuff like that. The only movement around the city right now is at there's a bar at number 12 where there's lots of commotion going on, and you can kind of hear that even outside of the city, and you can also hear the heavy water flow of almost a waterfall from the river to the east. That is everything. Y'all have moved the caravan back to set up, and Abe was like, I can mold earth underneath the gate or the wall, and that is so far the plan.
Yeah. We're gonna try to go into the city, find an empty building or a building that belongs to someone from the city who's willing to tell us what's going on. We're gonna try and sneak by.
So,
Basically.
quick.
And then
question.
Marlo and Val are gonna disguise.
And the rest of us need to be invisible or not seen.
Doesn't Zeke have disguise self?
No. He has Spy My Shadow, which has not come up yet.
Okay.
But I
Um,
send a shadow, and he goes and spies for me. It's better Vinny.
It's like Peter Pan shit.
Yeah.
That we were
Okay.
about to, you're off making.
One quick question: does this town have modern plumbing? Is there a sewer system in this town?
Most
don't know,
places
big
do.
enough.
So, yeah,
We assume yes.
you assume.
Is there a
So-
grate or something?
Well, I
Yeah,
was just
yeah,
gonna say if I
perfect.
could see where a sewer system was near-ish, I could use mold earth and try to basically find my way to the sewers, and then we could move more easily through the town.
But isn't usual sewer systems made with metal, and mold earth does not work on metal?
Right, but as soon as I
Stuck in there.
find the outside of the sewer system, I can use a more insistent method to get through that portion of it.
We should just make it
There's
tunnel.
no grates on the outside of the city that you can see. You're in
The
farmlands
city's on the
right now.
water too, so it probably just goes into the water.
Yeah, it probably
Yeah,
just
gotcha.
drains into the water, like maybe even overland.
There's no grids that you can see, and like if you need to see anything inside the city, you'd have to send Vinny back in with like a list of
Okay, so
instructions.
I'll just stick with whatever the current plan is. I won't deviate into the concept of digging a tunnel to the sewers and breaking into the sewers.
That might be our way out, actually.
Valid idea, but we'll see.
If we need to get out that way.
No.
Hopefully we
Survive.
don't need to run out and we'll have the city okay.
Last question,
Yeah.
real quick. Why are we even trying to break into the city?
Because there's an entire city that is being held captive by people who are
And those fuckers.
protecting the
Personal
Rights
motivation,
Guard.
we need a ferry, and they're not letting anything operate normally. External motivation, we don't like that we've run into the same group that were messing with Colkirk, with Orlais, and now they seem to be messing with Colkirk, and maybe they're connected to the Shards' disappearance, because this seems to be a big organization across multiple areas.
Okay, and we have a time crunch. All right,
They told
that
you
seems
they would
reasonable.
put you directly on a warp boat
Yeah.
in the morning.
Yeah,
if you
the
wanted to
time
do that.
crunch isn't a problem because they told us they'd get us on a boat because of what Marlo did last session. But Marlo noticed that they are imposters, and we don't like imposters.
I'm just saying, at some point, Abe definitely would have felt it incumbent upon him to suggest that sieging a town would be easier if y'all went and got like an army to do with.
Well, the town might not have that much time. So, and we are here, and there's multiple people in there who need help. So,
I mean, that's fine. I'm just saying, if we die, we won't be able to help the town. That's all I'm saying. But if you think we're up to the task, I go where Zeke goes.
I think we're just gonna look around. We're gonna try and avoid a direct conflict with dozens of gods. I think that's.
We're not
yeah,
trying
no.
to assault them right now.
Each
We're just trying to
and-
infiltrate
hence,
Yeah,
the tunnel underneath the
Uh,
in the
wall.
sneaking.
This is a more of a scouting sort of reconnaissance intelligence mission. We're not trying to do what would we have called that before? I think it would have been
In the
similar to like
discovery process, we've not reached opening arguments. I understand.
yeah. So yeah. Anyways,
yeah, I'll pull
make
out
with
the dirt.
Yeah, make with the calling. We were in the middle actually of me and Nova speaking. Zeke and Nova
Yeah,
speaking.
good.
If that wasn't just abruptly ended.
She's asking about the chain on.
Right.
Yes.
And he said
In
he
case
would
you wanna know.
It
trade
appeared As
information.
Vinny went,
Yeah.
as he went into Vinny's eyes, his eyes went
Yes.
black, and Abe
And
saw
I
that the chain
inquired.
on his ankle.
Sounds to me like it's a touchy subject.
Oh, it doesn't have to be, but I happen to know that. Well, I don't know. I'm one that observes. You see, a lot of times, when you wind up in trouble, it's from not something that you did notice and didn't do something about. More often, it's something you didn't notice and didn't think was important that turned out to be the biggest trouble. And so I've tried very hard to learn to notice things, especially about people. And I've noticed that as nice of a gal as you are, you got a lot of things you don't talk about, which is fine. It's by all means fine. But as someone who seems to use that kind of information of knowing about things, I feel like if I was going to tell you about my things, then maybe you could tell me about some of yours. Because to be honest, I've been dying of curiosity, but I don't want to pry. But if you want to like tread some information, get to know each other a bit better, that would mean a lot to me. And especially since we're all about to go in and risk our lives once again together, probably it would certainly be, mine as well. But that's what I'm offering, yeah. I'll tell you about the chain, and maybe you tell me why you were upset with Val for seeming no reason a couple of days ago.
You can see Nova's like churning stuff in her head. And she looks at Zeke and goes, "It's not my secret to tell."
Oh.
I understand that you maybe want to know more about me, but unfortunately, that's not a secret of mine to disclose. So maybe you can be a little bit more specific about what you want to
Well-
know about me.
Fair enough. That's information as of itself, and I am thankful for even knowing that. Uh, in thanks, I will let you know that this is not purely my secret of my own either. And I will even further tell you that it has to do between myself, Abraham over there, and our employer. But I will not go any further. With, and I think if I could know specifically, I've been doing some mulling and a little bit of thinking myself in the evenings when I wasn't busy playing my tunes, if you were. And it's a great time for thinking, by the way. But let's not get distracted. We got a mission to do. All I'll say is I've been thinking over, and as far as I can tell, you were upset with Val. And the only things that happened before that is she got big and killed the big beastie. She mentioned something about she knew about some like labs that she'd run into at one point or something like that. And no, I think well, if I can remember, and I like you can see me like being like, God, I don't ever write anything down. Why do?
Yeah.
And
As Zeke reaches around to look for Abe, where's my note taker?
He was right here. No, he's playing in the dirt right now.
yeah. And I think
You're
she was
a Tonka truck. Sorry.
Yeah. So as far as I can tell, she was killed in the big beastie. She was asking about the big beastie, and she was mentioning some labs that she'd run into from someone she knew at one point. And so I figure, based on your sudden change in demeanor towards her, which you did cover up quite quickly and well, I must say, either that or you weren't too mad. I can't be sure. Of course, of course. Like you seem very forgiving. Then I think it's one of those three things, and the odd one out is, of course, the mention of the laboratories. But since that doesn't seem to have anything to do with you, from the way she phrased it, I'm not exactly sure why it has something to do with you. But that's as far as I've gotten, and that's quite a bit of information I think for you to have, based on where I'm at. But if that helps narrow things down for you, there you go. That's kind of what I'm curious about.
Well, I do know she was mentioning something about labs. I was a little bit more frustrated about her coming in on me. I'm not exactly, and I gulp a little bit, the most prepared when it comes to combat. And she did invade my time that I needed to process that. And I was in a vulnerable spot, if I'm honest, Zeke. And I actually start to get a little soft. Like, I haven't been in combat often, if you can tell from the many of encounters. And like you can see she's starting to get like a little uncomfortable with the situation. But Val has been...
Can I do an insight for if she's actually uncomfortable in combat and if that's actually the problem? Because there are two different questions.
Two different questions? Yeah.
Yeah, would that be two separate insights or one?
Yes, two separate insights.
Cool. Don't fail me now. God, okay, hold on. This might be not complete.
Also, which
She's
one are you
so,
asking
like-
first?
First
one
one
are
is
you
she
asking first?
actually uncomfortable being in combat? And for that, I do have
Turns out Nova
proficiency
is
in
a stone
insight.
cold gangster.
So that's
With her, you know.
I don't like combat. You're getting combat.
our
You're getting
I can't
slapped.
believe it's so wild to me that our proficiency is still +2.
I know, right?
Yeah. I'm like, I have proficiency. That doesn't help that much. So that's a 13.
Oh, mine was a 13 plus 1, but I'll still be like super honest. Like, yeah, no, she's super uncomfortable with combat.
Okay,
She has
second question.
never seen combat like outside. She's only read about it.
Cool.
Combat in a
That's-
lab environment.
That's interesting. That's good to know. That's good to know.
But she's also very uncomfortable with that fact.
Now, the more important question, would she actually be mad at Val about that, since Val is normally just, like, protecting her? Son of a bitch.
This one is a 16 plus
11.
1, so
11.
okay, 17. So,
Cool.
you don't know.
Great.
And
So-
Nova, a little bit of like, now this part, she goes a little bit like, almost like dramatic, but not really dramatic. She just kind of like really quickly rubs her eyes and like wipes it on her hand and like uncomfortably is like, okay, like, look, if you have more questions, come to my tent. Like, we've got something to do. I really don't want to get my mind
Oh, you mean it?
wrapped up in this.
Yeah, no, this is not a
Yeah,
good time.
we'll
But
talk
that's,
later.
I've never refused that kind of offer before. I will be there eventually. And meanwhile, let's go.
Nova
Let's
definitely
go.
purses her lips, but she holds her tongue and she just walks away.
Come to my tent. Dangerous words to see.
He's chill. He's chill.
He's
That was perfect.
like-
The second you said them, I was like,
Come to my tent.
like, oh
Come-
no,
come
wrong
to my
person.
tent. Come to my
Wrong
tent.
person. Oh no. But yeah, so she's
See, like, well,
she
this line of questioning just changed.
wow, 180. But yeah, Nova will take like one quick look back at your ankle to see if the chain is still there, which I'm guessing it's not anymore. Look back at Zeke, nod, walk away.
Cool.
Continue with alarms.
All right. So, where are you digging?
Yeah.
Because
So,
there's something I gotta. Okay, yeah, go.
I would say we'd probably locate based on the map that was written a place that's not close to people.
Yeah, I was
So-
looking at midway on the southern wall.
so there are
Um,
three things that I want to do here.
Yeah.
The first thing I want to do is I want to be digging on the southern wall. So
Actually, see that really narrow part where the field comes right up close to the wall?
John. Okay.
Yeah,
look
okay,
at this.
sorry. Okay, sorry. Yes, go on. By all means.
I want to dig on the southern wall, and I want to do the bit where that field comes so close to the wall, because then anything that we do, I can just play off as, I'm just on the road. I don't know what you want from me. The second thing that I want to do is if you dig right next to a wall, you can actually mess up the structural integrity of the wall, and it'll, like, crack all the way up. So instead, what I want to do is I want to hop the fence, and I actually want to dig from the field down under the wall so as not to mess up the structural integrity of the wall. Plus, then I can hide the entrance in the middle of the corn stalks.
There are people that are stacked up every now and then on not battlements, but like ladders that lead up at the corners. So this would be that is taller crops over there. So you'd have help if you went at that yellow section.
That was the plan, yeah.
But I would still need a stealth check. to
Well,
not
the
be
other
noticed.
option would be, and I would definitely lay this, like, I talk to the group real quick and say, so option one, I go through the crop field. You guys basically play off distraction. I can get it done pretty quick, and no one will be likely to see the entrance in the middle of the crops. Alternative option, I go, and then I would point on the map, but basically between 1 and 8 in that tree cover.
We're very far from 1 and 8.
Yeah, it'd be a hike, but
I mean,
there's
we're about
no-
the same
you
distance
can't put
between
a
the
price
south.
on not being attacked by 30 guards.
Actually,
Again,
that's
which one
closer.
has less guards?
Question.
Well, that's my
Wherever less
question.
guards are.
Yeah.
So the field that you were talking about, is it the one by the south row, or is it the
Yeah,
one
the
that's
south row.
So there's
Okay,
a
so
field
that's-
south row, and then Steven has very wisely pointed out that, yeah, we're coming out into a part of the town that's more visible, but our approach is way harder to see. So basically, if we come through the south row, we're right behind a bunch of buildings.
But we didn't see guards up on the wall. There was no guards
Also-
described on the wall.
Yeah, if there
We
aren't
are
guards on the wall,
Also, we're currently at 9, so 1 and 8 isn't that far away.
yeah, they're like equidistant.
It's about equidistant to either spot. That's why I'm asking.
Thank you for the donation, Geeky Easy Alex.
Cool.
Hey, we love you.
I
When we
think,
checked, there's no guards on the wall to see. Either.
yeah, then we go south row
But
because
so you were
that
mentioning
puts
these
us in a part
ladders
of the
that
town.
have people on them.
There,
Am I seeing more of those to the south side or to the north side?
the south side?
Okay.
So
So it might be
honestly,
better to go to the north side.
if we
and go through
enter
those
under the
trees.
cover of the trees near this north side, it looks like we can come into the little clearing where there's only one house. So we could actually potentially angle it if I do a bit more tunneling. So we come up under the trees at 8.
Do we
Yes.
only
I'd
want
be-
one house? Because then we're gonna have to cross in an area that we can't hide in either.
That's what I'm saying. So if we start in between 1 and 8, and then I extend the tunnel so I come up under 8, there's tree cover there too.
And then we
And
could
the
go down
houses.
through 2 in those houses.
Yeah, we just want to
Yeah.
stay away from 12, the slant slate. That's where most of the guards are.
Yeah.
Focused.
We
Okay.
want to avoid 9, 10, and 11 because those are the populated inns, and 12 is where all the shit's going down.
Yep.
So we should
I
try
think
and find
hilariously
somebody
probably-
close to that area.
I think hilariously probably our best move is staying against the wall as we move.
Well, we're trying to find like a house with people so we can
Yeah.
ask, or an empty house that we can take a guard.
Is 9 a tavern? Is that one of the taverns that's
Yeah,
lit?
yeah.
So
and
we could go check out the tavern.
That's
at
a high
9.
danger zone because
No, because we don't know if the people in there are friendly.
Got it.
So like
Right.
we should
Mine
probably
is
stay to the
right
non.
next to those 10 guards also that like
Okay.
right at the front.
The Trundle Ward looks like a good move.
Yeah, we could probably go to 8 and then head along to 1711. Is 11 also a tavern?
No, that looks like a big house.
11 is also.
We don't want
11 is a
Oh,
11 is a tavern.
populated.
Yeah.
So we could head
so.
try to get into 11.
I don't think we should go into populated areas.
I
agree.
agree.
I
8
agree.
down
We should-
south through 2.
Try to find in unpopulated
I do
areas.
need-
Like
I do need another check from Vinny to see if you can get a better inkling of this map, because right now
Cool.
y'all have a skeleton of like the roads and like big areas that have been described and not like trees.
Can I
and
go
stuff like
ahead
that.
and roll whatever I need to roll to dig? I want to dig from the tree cover between 1 and 8 on the outside into the tree cover under the number 8 on the inside.
Yes. First. So.
Vinny.
Yeah. So Vinny.
Vinny got a. Is it perception or what?
Perception's gonna be
Cool, 16.
16. It takes about another 10 to 20 minutes to really hash down like all of the trees and stuff like that, but you get a much better, now a clear version of like this map. As a roundabout, I just wanted to make sure that like Vinny didn't like roll like a 2 and like
Yeah.
get blocked or
And it's
something
just
like that.
wrong.
Yeah. So yeah, Vinny's able to like kind of take the map that you have. He's invisible. He's drawing like a pretty good job this time, since like someone said some shit. Of like taking
I
some
like
time.
sent him with the physical map that Nova made like like here.
Yeah, exactly. It
Make
still
this
looks
better.
like little sticks with like little doodads, but like he marks a couple of places. He says the place right next to the bushes that you're looking to go to 8. Especially since y'all were like wanting to go there since there was less guards. He puts draws like a little like hammer and rock. He's like, and says that it's like it looks like a rock cutting area, and then there's bad smells or weird smells coming from one.
Oh,
Interesting.
And like colorful smoke that like you can only see you can't really see too far above the tree line.
Okay.
For
Magician shit.
Abe,
Hate to see it.
this is going to be a series of stealth checks and arcana checks.
Okay.
And someone can help you with this if they want somehow, but this is going to be a skill challenge because
I will go with.
skill
want a
challenges
smart-
are
Yeah.
I
how
want a smart girl. One of them, because I want them to be
Yeah,
engineering.
I'll go with.
Can you be engineering support structures with sticks
Yeah.
behind me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because I think
that's-
Nova's talking to Zeke and setting alarms. So
Cool.
we need it's going to be a skill challenges is how I manage mold earth, because otherwise it is just like skip all your stuff. So
Hey, I'd love to see it.
but it is still like a very like good idea, but like it's going to take a little bit, so I need we're having 4 check successes here.
Okay.
And anyone can play into this situation. Whoever's going to the area that they're digging needs to make a stealth check. We need 4 different skill checks to be applied to this this digging, and each skill check needs to be a success. At 3 fails, there's a catastrophic, like that is the failed skill challenge.
Cool. So I'm
What are
gonna
the checks
do.
again? Sorry.
So there's 4 checks.
Stealth.
It can be whatever check you want to help Abe with the mold earth, to make sure that it doesn't fall in on you guys and you can make it quiet and stuff like that. But I do need stealth checks from everyone who is joining Abe over there or helping with the skill challenge.
I'll move over there.
dirty 20.
Third
Do
20.
we already? I'm not helping, but I was gonna do some buffing stuffs.
That's,
I am going to cast
You need to
silence.
do-
I'm gonna ritual cast silence on the spot where he's
Can you ritual cast?
digging. Yeah, bard.
Oh, I keep forgetting you're a bard.
hey.
Me too.
Val, you staying at the caravan?
If he's casting silence, I'll go over there, but I can't go over until he casts silence.
I will cast silence to
Zero-
slowly move Val over and over to the
Zuriel
wall.
can do the silence in half the time, and he can
Okay.
manage to
Then He will
Okay.
move Val to the
Cast
wall.
it.
I will
remember the
go
big
with
sight.
Zerial to the wall because I am not stealthy.
Zuriel
at
casts
all.
silence
I literally
on
imagine
you,
Zuriel's
and everyone
ritualistically casting silence on Val and is constantly just talking in silence. She doesn't even realize
pretty
it.
much. Pretty much.
And I was just like, I
I love it.
I have a couple of buffs for the people who are digging. So I've got some
I need
cantrips.
I need everyone's stealth checks. Since
18.
you'll have silence
This is
cast on you,
part
this
of a
is
stealth
with,
check.
advantage. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said you were doing stuff for.
So this is on the way. We're not there yet.
No, you're not there yet.
Okay.
oh, so we
I
get
will-
advantage if it's silence.
Since we're doing silence, you do get advantage on stealth.
Wow. We already have advantage on stealth if that's what you're gonna do.
Oh my god.
No, it's different cantrips that will give you a d6 to a result of either a wisdom, strength, intelligence, or
Mind.
strength, or any of the ability checks. And it's a cantrip, so I would be using parry for it for
So we
each
have
time that it was
Dirty
used.
20 for Marlo.
For
Abe.
Val.
That's
Do
what I
you want
wanted
just
to do.
one, or do you want all 4?
The
You're
4
not-
is different.
No,
We're just
we're
doing
doing
stealth
You're
check.
not
to get
doing
there.
the 4 is when
Oh.
we get there. We need
Okay.
ability checks from all of us.
Before,
Add up to 4 for a success.
Okay.
so here's the
3
thing.
fails is catastrophic, but 4 successes is a success. That's
Yeah.
at
I would
the wall. We're
very-
trying to get to the wall.
Got it.
I would very much prefer to do these buffs before we get to the wall because it's with parry, and if it goes off, I'd rather be at the
Yeah,
camp.
that's where we are right
Okay.
now. We're
Cool.
stealthing across. we're
So
going-
that's why I'm asking.
Yeah. What do you want to cast?
Again, what were the skill checks that were needed? Did
Stealth.
you see
It
them
is.
already?
It's up to you.
It's stealth.
You need to tell me.
No, for walking to the wall is stealth.
It's
It's
the
not the
walking to the
skill
wall
check
is
yet.
stealth.
We're just stealthing
After
to
the wall. After the
When
wall.
the wall, it depends on what people do.
Yeah. So you can do athletics checks to like help move
Okay.
the stuff. You can do stealth check, or you can do like survival to make sure that the wall doesn't fall down on you. You can do.
I'm gonna be
Arcana
doing
to
Arcana for sure.
Help with.
Okay. Arcana's intelligence, right?
We're not there yet.
You-
We're stealthing
Correct.
first. We're still
Yeah.
stealthing.
This is up to 10 minutes. At any point within the next 10 minutes, you can add this d6 to whatever skill check that
I'm
is
tracking.
intelligence or strength or dex or and so on.
Cool.
Cool.
So I want to do this now so that if Perry goes off in the failure side, it's at camp and not there.
Gotcha.
Great.
Go ahead and roll for Perry.
Cool. And I'm going to do this for Abe. I'll do one for Marlo
If
and
it's
Val.
concentration, you can only do
Concentration.
one.
it is not concentration.
Okay.
Yay.
Acumen, you can look it up. It's in Deep Magic.
No,
That
I'm
one
just-
is for.
There's a lot of spells.
This is referring to Carly right now. Acumen is for the wisdom. The other one is Allure for charisma. Brawn boost is strength. There's another one for intelligence. I just gotta find it. But do you want me to look up and confirm that they're not concentration?
I trust you. No, I trust
Okay.
you.
And it's 1 minute, not 10 minutes.
How long will it take us to get there?
If y'all going stealthily, all of a minute. At least all of a minute.
Okay, then never mind then.
Okay. Sorry. There's a
Okay.
lot of moving parts here. So, Abe's stealth check is
Abe's stealth check is a rock solid 14.
14. Zeke's stealth check.
24.
Val.
I got a 17. Thank you.
Zuriel got a 20. And then Nova's
11.
11. Okay.
Val in
Overall.
giant golden armor. I am the wind. Abe, crunch, crunch, crunch.
The party gobos make their way over. As now you are all around this area and can now cast whatever spells you want. I'm assuming the casting is going through. So the first skill check, Abe, you want to do Arcana?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm not doing the spells because I don't want any repercussions.
Okay.
As a note.
Sounds good. Go ahead and roll Arcana.
Yeah, so, yep. 1 second. Floor dice.
Just to see how effectively you
That's
can
that's
shape this.
very good. That's a 26.
26. Okay, that's a good pass. You're able to shape mold earth in a way that's not just like clump earth there, clump earth here type of thing, in more of a way that like it kind of spills out and you can kind of sift it along without making any kind of racket.
Your
And
toes.
are
I'm top.
So, as you are working on that, you have a consistent flow of the spell. What else would someone else like to provide? Yeah, Val.
I was going to athletics check. I'm gonna help dig or whatever is needed. Anything that my muscles can help with, I will help with.
Anything they must help with. Go ahead and roll an athletics check.
Bullets! Come on,
Yeah,
Val. Big buff
I'm
girl,
gonna-
don't let me down. Okay. Let's see. That is a 12 plus 6, so 18.
Nice. You are, you find that a couple of times digging underneath, that the earth starts to, like above you, is starting to like push down a little bit, and there's like reeds of tree roots that are falling down, and you are able to stop and push them back into
I'm using
roof.
my hammer. I'm
And
using
you're
the stone axe.
Patting it down with the stone axe. And you're able to consistently do that. Like, you have to do that about 3 times, but you're able to effectively keep the roof from collapsing now, and hopefully we'll see how it stands up. Hopefully there's no rain tonight, but you were able to help to provide a safer passage.
While they're down in the tunnel, can I very quietly just,
In the silence?
In the zone of silence?
No, I right out the edge of the zone of silence,
No!
just to inspire Nova.
We can't hear. If we're in the silence, we can't hear you.
Oh, okay. Is
Just
anyone?
do something else to bardically inspire. You don't have to play music.
I play music. That's what I'm good at.
We're trying to be
You could step out of the zone of silence to inspire her so she can do her stuff.
But I'd also need to get her out of the zone of silence. You know what I'm gonna do?
And then you'd be making noise.
That's true. I would be making noise. It would be a
Why
hazard.
would you do that?
It does kind of go against the spirit of stealth.
Okay.
Just give her
I
a
had a
wink or
different. I
something.
had a different
Give her
thing I was
finger
also going to do.
guns. Don't think.
Yeah. I would
Already playing stealth.
Guns.
I would
That's,
definitely.
that's the
Zeke,
inspiration.
is that in the agreement?
Yeah.
just Zeke from the back. Dudum. Dudum.
Or the Gronk music of
I'd like to move the dirt that's coming out the end of the tunnel if any gets displaced out the end, so there's not a visible pile of dirt. I'd like
Damn
to
it.
drag it. I'd like to spread it behind the trees, and kind of spread it out, so that it's less visible.
Okay. What kind of check are you wanting to make with that?
It's probably like a survival or maybe a nature. I'd prefer survival.
Survival, yeah, you can make a survival check to make sure it like kind of blends in to where it doesn't
Ooh,
leave that
okay.
much of a trace.
19.
Totally what I was gonna do.
19.
Oh,
Yeah, that's also a
sorry.
success.
It's a two-man job.
You kind of
Easily.
extend the plot of just like trees around, and are able to kind of like pull some grass and put it around in some fallen trees that you kind of gather and push over it. You are outside of the circle while you do this, but your role allows you to do it quietly, and it is effectively covered up. All right, so one last success is needed to make sure that you can pull off this, as Abe is finishing off the mold earth and is almost to the end. Who else would like to assist with this?
I turn back
process?
and in sign language to Nova, I'm just gonna be like, the dirt is getting looser. We're near the end.
She's gonna sign back the dirt is fine. And keep moving.
Do it.
One more check.
Okay. I'm gonna, I guess take some sticks from the forest is the best we got here. And I'm gonna use like the top of Balmung. I'll summon him and like start flattening the top and the bottom and putting some sticks for support. Make sure that stays open.
What kind of check is this? Sounds
Survival?
like athletics
She's
or
gotta find a
survival. If you do a double, it's much harder.
Would it be like a?
Athletics.
It feels like a nature check because it's construction, or I mean like an intelligence.
I was like
based
thinking
check.
of like where to put the things where it needs
Strategic
support most.
placement.
Okay.
Yeah.
What
Are
I wanted
you-
to do.
Proficient with like
No.
Woodworking tools?
No. I can make metal things.
You can do a survival check. It is just going
And
to be.
I can do dragon chess.
It is just. I can do dragon chest. You can do survival, but it's just going to be a little bit harder of a DC.
Yep, that's why I wanted Nova to do it, because I knew it was going to end up as a survival check.
Good times.
Good times.
Sometime Marlo's
got
gonna
this.
play dragon chess with Nova and Abe, and they're both just gonna get real
So that
sad.
would be 12. Might die.
We're like, God damn, she got that like 17 moves before I could even see it coming.
That's a 50.
15. You are placing sticks in various areas, and it's going well until you place one that is up on like maybe a softer area than you thought, and it starts to immediately kind of spill in, and you can see now that like half of the floor on the first part of the tunnel is now difficult terrain and filled with like some sand, some silt. So that's a fail.
Cool.
So I need that's 3 passes, 1 fail. I need someone else. Doesn't have to be someone else. It can be the same person, but different skill or same skill at a harder DC.
Can I cover the entrance with sticks and like leaves so that it doesn't look like there's an entrance there?
That is survival.
Can I
Which is
try?
we've done 2 survivals. So
We're
we can do
already
another
done
one.
survival.
Oh, okay, so it's gotta be
Can
something
I
different.
try and move the difficult terrain out by just grabbing the dirt and being like, "Why would you do this?"
What kind of check is that? That sounds like athletics.
Arcana. I'm picking it up with the.
You
with
already
move.
did Arcana.
Yeah,
Did
you
they do it
can't do
twice?
Arcana again. No, it'll be
You
harder.
can't do the same
You
skill.
could do it. You could do it again. It'd be much harder.
Oh,
Hear me out.
hear me
Uh,
out.
Can I maybe do
Hear me
a
out,
history?
Hear me
to,
out,
like,
dude.
Acrobatics check to jump over to like basically help people over the difficult terrain so we don't knock anything else in.
through the support, like dip and
Yeah.
weave.
Yeah.
Bob and weave, bob and weave.
There we go. That's the one.
To like not
Couple
mess
of
anything up.
pirouettes
You know,
through each one.
it'll be
Hear me
slightly
out. If
harder
I do
because
it-
it's a bit of a reach, but we can work.
Hear
through
me
it,
out.
yeah.
If I do it ceremonially, can I pick the dirt up in a religious manner?
Can I do it RuneScape style where I bury a bone in it and like
Use your
My prayer
charisma to awaken your tree and just have
Can
it,
I
like, dig
intimidate
up
the dirt?
I want to call my son to come and
Can I
pull this
smite the
dirt.
ground?
Can I smite the ground?
oh my
Okay.
god.
So that is
Consider this tunnel. Wait, I've got it. I'm gonna take a shovel. Can we consider this tunnel medicine? Because I'm fixing the tunnel.
So what is the acrobatics?
16.
16.
Yeah.
You are able to kind of help along and like quietly like push out a way and almost design a path that's like a lot easier for people to follow through, and kind of showing everyone like the most like effective and like pointing out things. You're able to show everyone the most effective route to keep everything without from like keep everything undisturbed, and you're all able to get there just in time as Abe peeks open just big enough, this opening that you're all able to crawl out of. You're not in tree cover immediately. You're on the edge of tree cover. The first thing that you see, who's coming? Abe's coming out, so I need a perception check from Abe.
Zeke is like one of the old Mesa Verde tour guides. Now, if you don't start with your left foot here, you will get stuck. Oh, what's my perception? Okay, yeah. So, like, there's some trees up there, I think. There's a hole in the dirt, for sure. 5.
Huh?
Yeah.
You notice, so the thing that stops you is you notice as you kind of like look around, it's immediately, your senses are immediately flooded with this aroma. It's like this musky, like salty, briny scent that's right in front of you. You can't like focus on anything because it's like smelling salts all of a sudden. As you look up, and the one thing you do notice is that you've come up not directly underneath a tree or tree cover, but kind of in the middle area above 8, and you're about 50 feet from a building with a sign on the door that says Potions and Pythons.
Cool. I'd like to do an awkward tactical roll under tree cover.
You awkward tactically roll and fumble into the roots of the tree.
Perfect.
There, you do notice that there's a market behind you. Some stalls that are empty. Everything seems to be closed down at the moment.
Message to Zeke down below. Hey, it looks like there's some sort of a potions place up here, and I don't know what they're making, but they do not have the right kind of filtration procedures or something, because it absolutely reeks of herbs, maybe.
It
Maybe
smells like an
mold,
old man's
moss.
cologne, but like
Oh God.
a lot of it.
It feels like I've been attacked with sandalwood. So I'm gonna message that to Zeke and let him relay it.
Alright, everyone. So it looks like we got ourselves a potion shop above with someone who is not too. Yeah,
Are we still in silence?
I've let that go so we could speak.
Has Ziriel let it?
Ziriel
Oh, that's a good
is
question.
like,
I'll be like,
whoa. Yeah. You got it.
So hello everyone, it's good to hear all your voices again. I'll be your host for this evening for this infiltration. And
Abe is gonna use gust of wind to just puff a little bit of the bad smelling air down into the cave.
and,
You all
if
get a
you'll
big
notice,
whiff of it. It's like someone. It's like an elder, elderly man in the casino just walked past you.
So, anyways, as you can now smell on your right up above the tunnel here, we got ourselves a potion shop, unknown if there are any occupants inside. And that's all he said. Abe, is there enough room for us all to come up there without getting discovered? That would be a message I sent.
So here's the thing. I kind of came up in the middle of a little field. It's not as covered as we had hoped. Give me a second to look around, and then it looks like there's a little bit of tree cover here, but we're like right by a market. Ooh! Can I roll perception again to try and look around?
Yeah.
Nat 20.
You from this angle, as you kind of look around, there's still like lights on at the houses around you, and like the residential areas around you still have like lights on. It seems like people are like living inside, but a couple of windows look like they've been kind of boarded up, and a few locations that look like they're like shops. You're right next to rocks and cut rocks. Looks like a masonry shop, and right across the way is a big like a larger forge area that looks like a blacksmith's area that's called Bolo's. Beyond that, there's some trinkets and like some like kind of trinket shops and stuff like that, and regular residential areas around. And you can see there's like a lot of lights and chaos coming on from up the hill where you had originally heard that there was like a lot of commotion coming from, and you can kind of see like there's like almost like a party going on at 12.
Okay. I'm going to relay all that information down to them as I observe it, and then I'll say,
About 30 feet away from you is two of these individuals with these purple sashes.
okay, there are a considerable amount of guards up here for the amount of people that are actually doing or selling anything. But it looks like there are two here at the moment. Do you want I should try and distract them while you guys climb up out of the hole? Or do you want to just try and go for it?
Drag him into the tree.
We can't hear this, right? This is all message.
Oh, that's right.
I assumed
Message to
that
Zeke.
Zeke was relaying it.
Zeke is relaying it. He's like,
I mean, Val and I could, disguise and maybe try and get them away. Maybe sneak them into the trees.
Lure him into the tree.
Yeah.
If you all
Yeah,
can get
if
there
you
and
guys-
be ready to, silence them really fast, or we can silence them.
You want me to just bring
actually,
them to the hole? And then you guys can
No.
drag them on down in?
No, I don't. No offense,
not
Dave,
forcefully.
but I don't think he would be as good for this as people who can disguise themselves as
I wasn't
their
gonna
comrades.
let them see me. I was just gonna use thaumaturgy to make it sound like somebody needed help over by the hole.
That's too obvious. We're gonna be real quiet. Yeah,
Alright.
why don't you guys disguise yourself, and I'll be here, and I get my chain out, and we'll make sure they don't say nothing once they're in the trees.
Are we taking them to the hole or are we
How
taking them to the trees?
How about
The hole is
Trees.
in the trees, so we're
It
getting
No,
is
it's
in
not.
the trees.
Not
No,
in the
it's not.
trees.
The hole's
I
in the
assume like the
clearing
hole
above
is
the
just big
trees.
enough to get like one person through at a time.
Yeah.
Um,
So we need
The
to
hole's
get
about
out of the
20
hole.
feet away from trees.
yeah.
Oh
So,
my
like,
god.
How
Yeah.
about
So
you,
how-
you
I
and
missed.
Nova and Ziriel get to the trees, and then Val and I can pretend
Go
to be
get the guards.
Yeah,
Yep.
I like that a lot. Vinny, this is gonna be real easy. Vinny's gonna go up and be invisible, so I'm gonna call Vinny. Boop.
Yeah.
Vinny. Yeah, okay.
Is it time
Be
to-
invisible, go there and be a set of Oz, and watch those two guards, and I'll let people know when it's clear. And then they can run across. Just pop out the hole, be invisible, don't make a sound. And look over at the guards.
He pops out the hole, does it?
Cool. As soon as I see the guards are like looking away for a while, I'll then signal for people to go out of the hole.
Okay.
Abe, in order to aid this, just because Abe, actually, let me check. Does thaumaturgy have a verbal component?
I think so, yeah. And I don't think you can make things
Okay.
quieter. I think you can only make them louder.
You can only make yourself.
I wasn't making things quieter. I was.
Minor
Please?
illusion makes sounds for a distance. That's what you're looking for.
Don't.
I'm not gonna worry about it. I was gonna use prestidigitation to make the smell of a delicious apple pie from the far side of the market. What? Unfortunately, it has a verbal component, and I don't want to be in the corner whispering.
Great oogly move.
There's some weirdo whispering apple pie in the bushes, and that smells delicious.
I do need a stealth check from you, Abe.
Okay.
Did we record that nat 20?
Mhm.
16.
Thank you. 16. Okay. You believe you are stealthy.
Okay, so the people going across would be Nova, Zeke, and Ziriel.
Yes. And I will go
And then-
last. Once I help them get across when the guards aren't looking.
Where are y'all going?
We're going from the middle of the clearing to the trees under 8.
Okay. There are 3 trees. They're not very thick trunked. They don't offer too much cover for more than 2 people.
I need the
what-
2 grabbers, and I need them to just go.
Yeah, they're gonna go over by 8 and be grabbers. And they're gonna see that big house there? I'm imagining what people would reasonably do if they were trying to be stealthy. There's a house right south of 8. Are the windows boarded up on the back side, or are they open?
This is a masonry area just south of 8, like 8 sitting on top of a masonry, which is like a pretty open yard of like lots of stones and like cut pieces of granite and stuff.
Stacks of bricks?
Yes.
Things to hide behind?
Yeah. Effectively.
That.
Yeah, y'all could hide in there.
Yeah.
Okay. Whoever is hiding and making their way over to the masonry, it is a little bit closer to the guards, so you're gonna have to make a stealth checks.
So, do we
Is-
get any help from Vinny scouting and telling when to go?
Vinny was told to just go outside and turn
So
invisible.
I'm going last so that I can use Vinny's eyes to look at the guards and see when they're not pointing at
Yeah.
us, and
Gotcha.
wave people to go.
Gotcha. Okay. That allows you to make stealth checks. Since you were breaking line of sight, you can now make a stealth check. It's not an advantage because you're still.
Got it.
I
Cool.
am also using. I'm gonna burn 3 of my first level spell slots for Glamour of Mundanity on Meziriel and Zeke, which just gives us advantage on stealth checks and disadvantage for perception of anyone else.
Okay.
Never
And
mind, it's concentration, so I can only do that one time.
It's fine. Zeke is stealthy.
If
Okay,
if the D6 spell thing is not concentration.
What?
But that requires.
No,
use
I'm not
parry.
using that. This is different. Yeah, and it would
Gotcha.
require parry, which is why I didn't
I
use
was
it
saying
in the hole.
that Ziriel has that spell for dexterity.
This is
Ah.
Glamour of Mundanity.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I will
Um,
use that on myself. Then.
Cool. And then if Ziriel has the spell that makes himself get better with dexterity checks, he could do that to be extra stealthy. And
You do.
I already got a 17 plus 3 plus whatever my stealth is. So
I got a 13.
I got a dirty 20.
This is
Nice.
nasty. This is nasty. Oh my god.
Look at us out here being
Strawberry
all
Pocky
competent.
was an excellent choice, by the way.
So
I also had my
27.
Strawberry Pocky.
I don't think I've ever played in a group that successfully stealthed into anything ever before, so you know.
Doing great.
Strawberry
They're not
Pocky is absolutely
actively looking super hard. They're honestly having
Yeah.
a conversation and they're talking back and forth to each other and they're like, talking about like this bitch that they're saying like, yeah, old bitch Olma over here is like been giving us a hard time with yada yada yada, and then kind of trails off. But 13 was Nova's. Zeke, sorry, 20. Marlo, are you going out?
So Val and I, we're gonna do disguises in the tunnel and then leave out trying to stealth, but if we don't pass, we're at least in disguise.
Cool.
And I have a plan.
Okay, cool.
Oh, boy.
So,
y'all-
A foul plan? Who's gonna
all the
die?
people who are stealthing, just make it. Nova being the outlier. But you just make it over. You're able to hide amongst a bunch of different pieces of granite and larger cut stones. What would you like to do now? Yeah, Marlo.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm gonna have to mutter because I'm pretty sure disguise self is a verbal component spell. But I'm going to, under my breath, just mutter, and then just like a bunch of runes are gonna appear on my skin and then black out, and then you just see me morph into one of the guards that we saw at front in the purple sash and stuff.
In a purple sash or the Aldenair?
No, not the fake Aldenair stuff, but to match the other uniform.
Okay, fair enough.
Maybe like change their facial structure a little bit so it's not exactly that person, just in case.
It's like a Walmart version of that guy.
Yeah.
As a guy or a girl? There are like female.
Do girl. We
personalities.
don't want to pretend to be
I'll do
dudes.
a girl. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna do a Female.
Just be that gal's cousin that
There
he
are
didn't know he
several
had.
famales that are guards.
Female.
We'll just turn into the female versions of those those people, those NPCs we ran into.
Fair enough. And how's Val getting there?
Do I have to do anything for the verbal component for that?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
So
then-
whatever.
Fairly muted underground. It's a lot
Okay.
like
Okay.
yeah, you're good.
And then I'm gonna walk up to Val, and then I'm just going to focus, and then a little green zip of light goes to the tip of my finger, and I'm going to draw a Perto rune on her forehead and cast it.
Ooh.
Perto rune allows me to change a person's image for 1 hour, and if they have a higher than 3
Wow.
intelligence, they choose what they look like.
That's cool as shit.
Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna choose to look like the female equivalent of whoever we ran into outside that Marlo didn't choose.
Okay, sounds good. Does this
Real zappy zap.
Does this one have? Does your figure have like metal armor or armor that makes noise?
Yeah, it's gonna have to be some sort of metal armor. It doesn't have to be fancy metal armor, but some sort of metal just so it'll explain the noise.
Gotcha. Okay.
Just like some like the ones that we saw outside. What quality were those?
Of the like the Kingsguard armor of the rooks.
Both. What were the I guess I'll choose which one makes more sense.
The quality of the armor of the Kingsguard was like I'm trying to think of like it was like it was good armor. It passed off the idea. It took a very close look to be able to really like
Okay,
register
the
what it
Rook
was.
guys, are any of them wearing metal, or are they only wearing leather armor?
A couple of them are wearing like half plate and stuff like that.
Okay, I'll change into half plate
Okay, cool. Easy enough.
with the purple sash thing.
Gotcha. All right. Who's
So
doing
we've
what?
got
Walking
Bargain
out.
Brand Kingsguard and somebody
Yep.
typed Knight into Wish.
So I guess I'll take the lead because I have the better deception.
Sneak out
So
and try not
Yeah,
to.
we'll
look like
sneak
we came
out
from
and
the
then-
wall as best we can, but
if
Go
we
ahead
do,
and
then
roll
I got an
stealth
idea.
checks. Does Val have the Heavy Armor Master feat?
she has disadvantage.
No, I have disadvantage right now.
Okay. I was about to say that's the only thing that stops the heavy armor disadvantage.
Yeah, I don't have that yet.
22.
I don't even need to roll disadvantage because my first roll was an L1.
Oh no! Oh no!
Don't worry, I have an idea.
She's like clacking along, and I'm like,
As you pull out of the hole, Marlo, you're standing up. There's a root of grass that is there that you just hear a clash and clatter. You all hear and see a clash and clatter of armor against the
I have an
ground.
idea.
And immediately notice as the two guards.
can I rush towards
turn.
them and be like, oh no, Melanie?
They're about 40 feet away from you. So how do you?
I have an idea. I'm going to, when I get up to them, I'm going to use Liar's Gift, and I'm going to tell them that we found this hole, and we think somebody's sneaking in, and we saw them go this way, and we're going to drag them in.
They
Not to the
look
hole,
and
to the trees.
turn. They, I don't know if they can tell if you're like from here. They. Are y'all Lee? What's going on?
I'm going to stand up, and I'm going to, well, as I'm standing, well, actually, no, Liar's Gift, the component is the actual lie. So I'm just going to walk over
They
there.
turned around real fast and like pointed a spear at you two, and were like, "What are y'all doing?"
Everything's
I'm gonna
all
follow
right.
behind.
everything is a-okay. Sorry, actually, things are not all right. I walk over, I say, we found a hole over here, and we think that there might be some interlopers in the city. Would you mind coming with us as backup? I kind of tripped.
And he looks over to another like helmeted individual, and they're like, I think we should go tell Archie before we do anything if they might be in here.
I think, sir, ma'am, I think I saw them go that way, and I'm gonna point towards the trees.
And I'm going to cast Liar's Gift and say, oh, I already told Archie about it. He said that you are to come with me.
Right, so
and I'll tell you what that spell does.
Yeah.
The spell for Liar's Gift.
Out, Deep Magic 5e.
Deep Magic out here, bros. Liar's Gift. The Liar's Gift makes even the most barefaced untruth seem plausible. You gain advantage on charisma deception checks to convince another creature of the truth of whatever you're saying. On a failed check, the creature knows that you tried to manipulate with magic. But if you succeed, the creature has a friendly attitude to you, and it must make a charisma saving throw. On their failed save, you can also coax the creature to reveal a potentially embarrassing secret. The component of the spell is the lie that you're telling.
Cool. Yeah. Go ahead and roll.
I can't believe Val has this spell.
Deception with advantage.
Deception with advantage. Hold on, I need to switch to my headphones. Give me a sec.
Wow.
You're good.
I was here
This
like
is as much of a meme as Gift of the Gab.
it is, and I actually looked at that and thought about having it. I was like, nah, that's too much of a dick move. But I love it. This is amazing.
Cool. So let me go ahead and roll deception. No big money, no whammies. Okay. Okay, that's much better. That is a 19.
All right. One of them seems like hesitant and like, well, I mean, just in case it might be a, and then the other one was like, well, we don't want to fucking, that's a bad idea, right? And they're like, yeah. So one of them, the guy on the right, is like for sure. The other one rolled a 19.
Okay.
They both rolled, or I rolled for both of them. One of them rolled like at 19. The other one rolled lower, so like
Okay.
on like an insight, but because of your get up and stuff like that, it kind of subtracts a little bit, and so they're both kind of like into the lie, but they need to roll charisma saving throws now.
I think it's only one,
Only one of them needs to make a charisma saving throw.
and so you only get
Oh.
advantage on one of them too.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's just I get advantage on my lie, so
And
they only one of them has to make a charisma save though.
Which one do you want to target?
I guess the one that it worked on. I guess.
That's fine. Yeah, that's what I mean. Fair enough. That was
I
my
think it doesn't
fault.
really matter, but
That's a 16 minus 1.
so 15. My DC is a 15. So it does not. They do not have to tell me anything. They don't realize that I've cast a spell on them, but they don't have to say anything.
Okay. Yeah, so they're
So
like, all right.
are they both men? Are they both men?
One is like a guy, and then the other one is like a bit more androgynous.
Is the guy one the one that's like a little bit off put?
No, the one that's more like non-binary seems to be
okay.
more off put and like hesitant. But as like
I'm just-
he kind of goes forward, they're like, right, make it quick.
Yes. All right. So I kind of gesture towards Marlo, and we can go to the wood, into the thick of it.
Are they coming with us?
They're
They said-
walking towards you.
Yeah. So I just kind of
Okay.
gesture. I say, I think they went this way.
Hey, and the guy's like, oh, did who give you this one right here with the armor? We've been asking all around and we can't find anyone who will give it to us. People don't listen to us with this one.
Well, you know what? Maybe I can put in a good word. The name they mentioned earlier was Curtis. Yeah.
Archie.
Archie. Why did I think Curtis? Oh God. Okay. I'm so weird. I'm saying, well, maybe I can put in a good word with you with Archie once you help me out with this.
That makes sense, yeah. So what are y'all doing?
We're gonna take them over to the woods, and then we're gonna put the jump on them.
As
You're taking
soon
them
as
through
they
the
get,
hole?
No. We're taking them to the not through the hole to the woods, but to
Into
the
the
woods
woods.
behind the mason shop, like the little trees.
Gotcha.
Abe,
Gotcha.
Abe is still
And I'm gonna
lying
be
on the
behind
ground.
them, and I'm gonna be pointing to me and Val, going like that behind
Abe,
them.
Abe is still lying on the ground, and as they come up, I'm just gonna quietly Iron Hand.
What?
All right.
he's just getting ready. I
Okay.
also,
I'm just preparing to be maybe helpful if need be.
once they get within range, I'm gonna drop a silence on them, but just outside of where we are, so that we can still do like
Once-
verbal stuff.
If
Okay.
I notice that silence is enacted, I am going to murk.
No, we don't. We need information from them. Do
So
not
you
kill
mark
them.
one
Carlo.
of them just as a message.
I can only murk one at a
Here's the
time,
thing.
and
She already
I
said
feel
what
like
she
we're
was doing.
already.
All right, I got one. You got the other. We're keeping mine alive. Thank you.
Marlo already
I don't
committed to
care
her
what
strategy.
you're doing. I'm
Merlo just wants fucking blood at this point.
So you're both walking and you are kind of like hesitant until or like kind of keeping an eye out until both of your ears kind of close up almost like you go underwater and you know that there's like and you can't hear anything.
I'm just gonna sideswipe with my sword as soon as they're in the trees and knock him out as fast as I can.
All right, go ahead and roll attack with advantage. Are y'all both doing attacks on these?
I am going straight for his kneecaps
Oh my
with
God.
my
This
axe.
is non-lethal, by the way.
Non-lethal, got you. Val,
Cool.
same or
Yeah,
I'm gonna
non-lethal.
okay?
I've been waiting. I've just been waiting to throw out what did I call it? It's lightning lure, but it's a fire chain to grab and drag down out of sight behind the pile of bricks.
Gotcha.
We've already
Your first
got
is
We've got them,
silence,
but like just
but,
to like
go ahead
No,
and roll.
we're still gonna try and be
so
helpful.
Marlo,
You guys,
19.
we're behind
19.
the masonry. You guys are in front of it, aren't you?
We're
they're like
in
in
the tree.
they're like in the
Yeah.
masonry below
There's
8.
one in the
south
masonry.
of 8,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and then
And then 3 in the trees.
Oh.
okay.
In the trees too.
There's 3 in the
Gotcha.
trees, and then the last person who went behind the masonry is how I.
Okay.
got.
I'm a pop up with my iron hand, and I'm just gonna look at the one in front of Val. And I'm just gonna punch him in the face.
What was
Seriously?
Val's roll first, real quick?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that is
hits,
a
Marlo.
17 plus 6 for my
Yes,
hit.
that hits. Y'all do
Straight to the
damage.
knees. Straight to the knees.
Oh god.
The meme is come reality. Oh, and I rolled max damage.
Oh my god.
Holy shit! Absolutely no chill.
It's 12
15.
points of damage.
20.
20, and then for
15.
Val,
12 points of damage.
12. With that, both of you, the one that Val hits, even in the kneecaps, just like the sheer pain makes the guy just faint. and go unconscious, and just like you can see like both of them, like their veins like pulse at their necks as they're just like their faces get red with screaming. The guy that you hit with the kneecaps, the other one just like a light, just out. And like kind of like dazed, looking over to the right, like eyes half closed, but they are both unconscious right now.
Cool. Hey guys, we're good at
What is
one thing.
Zerial's reaction right now?
He's
Nova's looking over at him.
Zerial like looks and notices that they're like unconscious, but like good to go, and they're like, he just kind of. That's my best assumption. I don't want to speak as directly for.
That's fair. That's fair.
Fair enough.
So.
All right. So once I have my dude, I just kind of hold him up by like the scruff of. He's unconscious. I'm just holding him up, and I look at Marlo and I go, "Hmm."
I'm gonna point to one of the empty-looking shops.
Okay. So she
some,
just kind of like slings him over her shoulder like a bag of potatoes.
There's some homes, and then there's not really any shop inside the masonry. It's just kind of like a shaded area, and then there's the potion shop. So besides that, there's just a bunch of residential areas.
Does the potion shop look like not currently in use? Like there's no light?
There's a
Nothing
light
moving?
on in there. There's just
But the potion
it's
shop
just-
is being
it's
used.
closed because it's nighttime. But there's a light on. It sounds like there's some music or something like that from inside, but that's about it.
Okay, is there anywhere without lights on?
There are 2 homes that are a little bit down the way, a couple of doors down that don't have any lights on. But it's not like it's not living.
They might just be sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're residences.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're residences. Yeah.
So these stalls, are these all open stalls?
They're just
Like-
they're just normal stalls of like the slant area where they present items, and there's like a cart that.
What about the
is-
masonry? Is any lights on in the masonry?
Masonry? There's no
Pretty
one at the
open.
masonry. It's an open kind of yard area.
Is there a
with, like,
building?
there's like a small booth area that's not really like a building.
Okay, so there isn't an actual building.
Right.
How about this? I'm gonna take go down to the house. I'll snap for Vinny to show up.
All right. He pops up.
Hey Vinny, it's your favorite activity, sneaking. I need you to go into that duck house. Tell me if anyone's in there.
Yeah, sure. Which one?
And I point to the one that's like 2 down, that's like right next to us.
Sure, yeah. Alright.
It goes up. Flies over. Yeah, Marlo.
I was gonna let you finish. I'm just gagging and tying up people with us.
Gotcha.
And we're probably doing that like out of sight behind the masonry bricks or whatever. Yeah.
Gotcha. As Vinny approaches over towards the residence, we will go ahead and take a break there because we've been
Cool.
going on for a little bit. But we'll be
Abe
back
is
here in
awkwardly
about
trying.
10 minutes. Huh?
I was just gonna say, Abe is like awkwardly trying to fold this guy's knees back the right way, and, like, splint them, and he's just looking at Val like, what the fuck?
And if you don't come back after the break, your knees will be next.
Seeing what shall happen. So we will see y'all soon.
Or your kneecaps are forfeit.
What up?
So anyways, then I
We're
was
back.
like, Dad, and I stabbed
They were like, how long did you have that planned? You had everything in your hands.
Since, like,
making barbecue sauce.
5 seconds while the intro sound was running, I was grabbing Pocky because I was like, I know what I'm gonna do.
Do it for the bit. Do it for the
So
bit.
like you trimming your nails is really just you like mowing it down as you eat it.
I'm definitely like for like cylindrical, like
Yeah.
confectionery stuff. I'm definitely like or even Cheetos. Sometimes I'll just like.
Yes,
It's the way.
I like
It's the
gnaw
way.
down little by little. Like I don't even make bites. It's just like scraping.
It's so
Livers.
satisfying. Cheez-Its too. I do the same thing with Cheez-Its. I love
Mhm.
Cheez-Its.
There are certain foods that I like don't chew. I crush them against the top of my mouth with my tongue. I don't know if you guys have done that. Like that's what I do with raspberries. It's just the superior method. You don't get seeds in your teeth.
Yeah. I do it with grits. Anyway.
So, anyways, we start blasting.
So
Anyways, everyone was blasting.
3 warlock.
Here I am, barbecue sauce on my titties.
Dungeon Master sitting over here, fresh robo knee, getting PTSD flashbacks because of Val. Just like,
Which part? The titties or the kneecaps?
Simultaneous. It's the same scene.
Yeah, that's how he wound up
Why
needing
not
the
both?
kneecap thing.
Oh my god. So you have 2 unconscious guards. I mean,
Yeah.
that's like we're like actually doing D&D now. So this is good. 2 unconscious guards.
Some
Into
real
the
D&D
rope.
shit.
Let he go.
Some
I'm
real
gonna
D&D
start
shit.
hauling one like in a fireman's carry over my shoulders.
Yeah. Where's it going?
What have we learned
Um,
about?
I'm
the
waiting. I'm
building?
waiting for.
we
I feel
are
like no.
slightly far away,
Vinny
but
wiggles the doorknob.
You're in the trees. I thought.
are we like now officially all met up?
Yeah, we're all
Alright,
hiding
cool.
behind bricks in the
So-
quarry.
Yep, those 2 get hoisted up on shoulders, and Nova's gonna cast rope trick just above, far enough for the rope to get dangled.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna motion up to whoever wants to climb up first, because I definitely don't want to fall.
How high is it?
60 feet.
Correct.
You can put it up as low as 15, or you can put it as high as 30 or
Oh,
something.
let's do low.
No, it's a 60-foot rope is the
Correct.
material.
Yeah, but that's the length of the rope, not the height
Correct.
of the building or the space.
One end of the rope rises into the air until the whole rope hangs.
Hangs
So
perpendicular.
60
Does it have to be
Ah,
60
okay.
feet in the air?
The whole rope.
Whole thing,
Okay.
whole shebang.
Great.
boy.
So we have to climb 60
That's
feet
wild.
with dudes.
Yes, we
Yeah.
do.
All right, let's,
Hold on.
Y'all ready?
Yeah,
Anyone
Val
wanna,
go
like-
first because she's got pretty good strength.
I will cast minor illusion consistently as
Excellent.
Val climbs, just to like, block
Hopefully
as
the
much of
trees
her as possible.
Are also 60 feet.
All right, let me go ahead and make an athletics check, I suppose.
I will be also at the bottom with
Anyone wants to give me a
I'm going to have Perry at the
Inspiration?
ready.
guidance from our cleric?
Seeing people climb, I'm just gonna say, I'ma come up last. You all go on up. You'll be fine.
I'm gonna stick up last because I've got Perry for Featherfield.
Mhm.
Featherfall?
Just in case. Featherfall, thank you.
No, but I couldn't help
Didn't
but
count
notice
that.
that you were hanging behind.
Not a huge fan of climbing. And I stare up all the way up.
Right? Yeah. It is. Well, it's obviously a more precarious situation than if one was on the ground. That
Mhm.
said, you did summon the rope. Have you not used it before?
I mean, define used.
I mean, if I were to ask, like, have you personally verified that what is inside whatever is up there is not like a pit of spikes?
Oh, I have done that part, but the
Okay.
climbing part, no. No, I had someone else
Right.
do that part.
Zeke, get on up there. Keep climbing faster. You can do
yeah.
better than that.
Yeah. I'll be like,
Climbing
Climb it
rope
up.
is fairly easy. I will say that it is easy if it's easy enough to operate a rope in the middle of the air to an interdimensional space. You can make knots on the rope to help you climb up, or make like little like prongs to help you like get up.
Do the
So
people carrying people have to do anything?
yes, they have to make athletics check. Whoever's carrying
Cool.
people.
Oh,
have to
I
make a
already made
motion.
one.
Everyone else is
I
just-
will
For me
use
in
my
particular.
chain. I will use my chain and rope to tie the people being carried to the backs, like real quick, just with a few loops.
I mean, I
To the
already rolled an
backs of-
18 athletics, so I think I'm good.
Val's already gone.
Val's
Whoever's
gone.
taking the second body, who's taking the second? Well, he'll come over. I can tie him to your back, because I'm like whispering, and then you can use both hands to climb.
Yeah, that would be great because I
Thing-
might need, a little help if anyone could give me guidance
Yeah.
for the life.
I'll
I don't know if
tie it.
Serial has guidance.
Are you just
So-
not feeling very? Are you just not feeling very inspired there, Marlo? I don't know.
Think I don't think. Can I do that again? How many uses do I get? I get like
Up
4.
to your
I think.
proficiency or your
I think
modifier.
it's my charisma modifier, so I think I get 5, maybe. So yeah, I'll use
Solid.
another one. Finger guns. Like
Oh,
there you go.
agreement.
Agreements.
Is this a D?
It's a D.
Six.
D6 the first
Oh
one?
One
god,
more.
I don't have my bard stuff ready.
D6.
It's a D6, I think still.
I'm gonna need it.
I'm a level 1 bard.
Guys, I may be a barbarian, but I have the minimal necessary for barbarian.
Marlo starts climbing, and as she's,
What?
getting about midway through the rope, Zeke is just whispering up to the top, "Whoa, you're halfway there."
Nova definitely. Nova
I
like
wish you had stairs.
does a little back pat to Abe and goes, "All right, your turn." She really doesn't want
I
to.
rolled an 18. It was a 12, and I rolled max on inspiration, and I needed it.
Nice.
I'm gonna be just right behind Marlo, just singing like under my breath, so quietly the whole way
I'm
out.
guessing you're putting this like kind of in the trees so that it's
Yes,
partially
correct.
obscured. Okay, cool.
It's right in the trees. I don't know how tall the canopy is, but ideally it's like
You're going like about
I
15 feet
waited
above the
just
canopy.
Yeah, I
10
waited
feet
until
above.
Val
All right,
made it,
cool,
so I could minor illusion like
awesome,
her as
But-
she went up.
excellent.
It's a rope. I mean, who's gonna
It's a
know
rope.
this?
Like, what are people climbing?
You can also pull the rope
Who's gonna
back up
notice
once you're
anything?
in.
I mean, come on,
Yeah.
like,
I mean, you've got disadvantage, sir. You've got disadvantage still because it's under 10 minutes.
It's true.
It's true.
Wait,
Oh.
The glamour. That's why I asked, and
Oh.
why I am
Just a
also
normal sky
last.
rope. Don't the sky
Anyone-
ropes look lovely this time of year?
All right, so we all make it. We all make it.
Yeah.
I assume.
No, I
Nate
was gonna
too.
say, real quick at the bottom, as Nova says that, Abe goes, "Well, actually, by point of fact, I actually have a bit of experience climbing, and also in helping people when they are fallen from precarious situations. So I think maybe if you went on up first, we could just ensure that you got where you were going."
No. You're up first.
Nova, you have to go up eventually.
Abe, go first. And you can tell she's getting like, you go first.
Alright. And so I'll walk up to the rope, and as I get there, I'm gonna just go, "Now, I seem to have forgot how I do. Oh, that's right, you." And he's very obviously like doing the movements slowly, so Nova can observe what he does. "You wrap the rope around your middle and then down under your foot like this."
there's
so that you
loops
can...
on the ropes. There's loops on the
Loops
ropes.
are
There's
the knots.
Oh,
Dude.
okay. Cool. So that, yeah, he'll just climb
I
that.
am
As
definitely
soon as
watching.
both Abe and Nova are on the rope, I'm gonna start like also pulling the rope in.
Oh,
can
it's
help.
moving. I'm just gonna close my eyes and just let you like.
And I'm gonna
hoist me
whisper
up
down, "Just
instead.
hold on."
Yeah,
I'll
athletics
help
checks
you
for
with
both
that.
of
I'm
you.
gonna just
Yeah.
hold
Just
the
like
rope
close
and
eyes.
I'm gonna just hold the rope and like watch down at Nova.
Dirty 20.
Every time it goes up like a foot, I'm like, okay, 59, 58, 57. Yeah, so now we're in the interdimensional space of the rope trick. We've
What does
pulled
it
up
look
the
like?
rope.
I roll.
So actually, it's going to look like in this one area, it has like a frosted glass, almost like a muted, weird, strange filament area. But every single time someone starts glancing a slightly different motion of their eyes, they see like 60 plus different types of colors moving at different wavelengths, different like lines and trajectories. And it almost looks like you've got a scattering of different like physical visualizations of photons and different like strings of color and energy that could be really, really distracting if you're glancing around. But if you're staring at one single thing, you don't see any of it. It's black.
I'm definitely looking around, and I'm gonna go. I'm gonna vomit.
It's like floaters in your eyes. You're just like trying to like catch the floaters.
And Nova is going to activate Perry. And she is going to pull out a candle from her bag. And she's going to just kind of like, fingers crossed, because she is also going to cast Candles in Sight using Perry.
Do you tell me that? Because I was gonna cast Detect Thoughts.
I mean, you can. We could do both.
I mean, we can definitely do both. What exactly does your spell do? I'm
Candles Insight is you light a candle, and as any individual is speaking or interrogated with questions, they have to speak with a level of truth. If they are lying or believe that they are lying or do not believe in the thing that they are saying, the candle will waver, and if it's a flat out lie, it will go out.
Okay, can we like hide it behind you so they can't see the candle?
Yeah, we can stick it out over there.
I mean, actually, it might work well as an intimidate. See, we only get the candle to tell us something once.
I don't think we need a candle to intimidate when we have a woman here who is very intimidating.
No,
Quite
but
convincing on her own right.
But here's what I'm saying: if they know that when they tell a lie, the candle is gonna go out, then they have a strong incentive to not lie time over time when they answer a question. Whereas if they are unaware of the candle and they lie even once, it goes out, and then we no longer have the candle or the incentive.
An outright lie, but if it's an intentionally misleading or partial answer, it causes the flame to flicker and dim.
And if there's outright lie, it goes out?
Correct.
But then wouldn't the first time they lie, doesn't it go out? Does it come back?
Well, Nova, can you cast Candles in Sight?
I have to use Perry for it, though.
Go ahead and
That's
roll
why
for
the
Perry.
discussion was being made, because
Yeah.
also
Well,
I could cast Detect Thoughts.
While this is happening, Zeke's gonna be taking the guys. He's gonna be like smoothing out their clothes, getting them set up.
That's so nice. Make it comfy. There's some pillows over there.
I actually will. I will literally, seeing Zeke do this, I go, oh, so it's gonna be like that then. Well, all right. And I straighten my suit. And I'm gonna go get pillows.
Listen, I
and
want
put
no
pillows
part
behind
in the
each of them.
interrogation. I am perfectly content just
I was just
sitting
like
and
cracking her
observing.
knuckles in the corner.
Go
Good,
ahead
we
and
got-
roll for Perry.
Wait, before that, are we hiding the candle or not? Because that was the conversation.
I am
I do
happy
not
to
think
move
we
it
should.
wherever it needs to
We
be.
gain an advantage from them knowing that it exists, and we gain no real advantage from them not knowing it exists.
But they might know, and we're lying as well, and that's information.
Well,
as
it won't work on us.
It's anybody
Are we
who
assuming
speaks.
It's
that
a
we
target.
Are not,
It's target.
are
Is
we
it a
assuming
target?
It is a target.
Are we assuming that we are not eliminating them at the end?
Candle's
of this
Insight is
encounter?
cast on its
What?
target.
In the
So-
meantime, and I'm like
Then-
straightening
Okay.
their hair,
You want me
like
to
you know,
Oh,
getting
man.
some
want me to
water
also
out into a
cast
bowl.
Detect Thoughts, or should we?
I was thinking we cast Candle's Insight on one person and then detect thoughts on the other.
I thought we were only
okay.
waking one up.
We're only waking one
Also,
up right
Well, I
now.
think we should do one at a time as well.
Okay.
Let's start with Candles Insight, and if we don't get enough information, then we can use Detect Thoughts.
Is there any reason why, like, is there? Well, I suppose you can only do so much magically, so you'd rather not cast it if you don't have to. Is that understood?
I'm happy to use
preparing the
Candle's
one
Insight.
who still
Get
has kneecaps
More
to be woken
solid
up.
information from Detect Magic. We know, or Detect Thoughts. From the
So
candle, we
it's
get
like,
when they
I
lie,
can
which is really good. And I
fix
agree
his
we
kneecaps.
should do it.
Or misleading information.
Zerial, that would actually be wonderful if you'd like to go over and de-kneecap him.
Does
Or
Zirian
Wow.
know?
Re kneecap.
Yeah.
Kneecap. Yeah.
I mean, Nova kind of has more spell slots, so we might want to use hers first.
Either
I don't
way,
want to
I'm
waste your
preparing
magic,
to wake
Marlo.
up the one who wasn't horribly maimed. I
Now,
think he might be more compliant to help us, and I think that seeing what happened to his friend will offer some
Inspire
motivation.
him.
Yeah, to cooperate.
Now, Val, you can't be a representative murder machine looking like that, and I want to cast Prestidigitation on Val.
You don't really notice the difference because
Yeah, I'm still
Val still looks
illusioned.
like a weird illusion
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, I'm still illusioned. It
just-
doesn't do anything.
I guess you're gonna just be
All right.
whomever this is.
Which one do you want me to wake up first?
The one who still has knees would be good.
Cool. I pick him up and I just go.
One hit point, lay on hands. Is that what that is? Or
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she laying them on real thick.
Smack some life into him.
Divine
This
slaps
is-
across
this
the
is Val's-
face.
This is Val's special homebrew. Lay hands on.
You see Val's hand start to glow this like bright white hot, almost like flame like thing, and it just gets transferred into the cheeks of this individual, and just like color comes back to the face as it just comes back and like just like looks like they're having this like splitting headache.
I'm gonna use Fey
Tries to back up
Presence
to the edge of the
to
thing.
seem
It's tied
extra
up.
charming,
Oh, tight up.
right? So I'll have like this sort of devilish face going, because I'm gonna use my class ability to do the like charm thing. So he has to do a DC save to not be charmed, and the first person he goes, "Well, good morning, sunshine."
Just
I believe it's a DC 14.
And
or
Does
he's
he get
charmed.
advantage for being hostile?
I'm not sure. It was a natural 20 on the first roll, so
No, okay. Yeah, he
Nah.
saves.
Yeah.
plenty enough like worried looking, like looking like, where am I? What is this?
You're in a safe place for now, but I think rather than worrying about where you are, you ought
And I
to be
will
worried
snap
about
my
going.
fingers so that Zeke's and I's. This is actually a very little used effect of this spell. Zeke and I's eyes roll over black, but the irises glow yellow, and that will maintain for a minute. And I'll say, "But you should wonder about just who you've woken up with."
Anyways, all the point is here, so you don't. There's no reason to be alarmed. You want to go back to where you were.
I beg to differ.
Nova's over in the corner with Perry.
So,
Yeah.
all you
He's a
have to
candle
do.
watcher.
I
So
have
all
not
you-
lit the candle yet.
Not lit the candle yet. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So all you have to do is answer some of our questions, and me and my friends here will let you go.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna crack open the book.
I rolled a 17, and I have taken my candle, and I'm pulling some of the flame from it and lighting the candle, and I'm just setting it to float.
I'll speak up and say, that'll tell us when you lie. So if you lie, you know, I'm sure.
We'll have some
There.
fine
Huh.
words.
I
Yeah.
feel like
So I feel like not lying.
please don't like. We don't want any more unnecessary injuries. And I kind of gesture towards the kneecap to dude.
Val just cracks her knuckles as he does this.
I don't know. I can't.
Before I ask you any questions, because I can see that you're confused, what do you think we would want to know? Take your time.
I can't really. I know what you want to know. I can't like. You
Can't
see, like
say
she's
it?
like, she's like having like looking around, and is like not like for escape, but just like trying to find the words.
Can I make an insight check to see if there's
Can I
like
make an
some...
Arcana check as well?
Yeah, I'm making an insight check to see if she's just not able to.
Yeah, y'all can roll.
Yeah.
I would like to check.
And has the candle flickered when they were saying that?
It. No, not so much.
Okay.
What was your insight, Val?
Insight was a 10.
10.
Arcana was
Scared.
a 16.
16. You don't see any.
Do I just want to know if there's a
Obvious.
spell that can stop people from speaking certain
Uh,
information.
With that, you assume that it would be that there are like some spells that stop it, but you don't really know. You would imagine there could be a spell that could stop it, but you're not
It
sure.
got a
if there-
19.
19. Yeah, you've more confirmed that there could be a spell, but you don't know of it specifically. It's usually harder to do. Maybe like easy on one person. So maybe.
Okay. Well, if you can't speak of it, I'm gonna look at the others and be like, maybe we can just
It's
use thing.
I just if I was they. It's the threats. I can't.
Of course.
I see.
Any
So-
flickers?
Wait, what?
Will you let us know if there are any flickers to anything
Yeah.
you say?
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Flickers.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
So, yeah, this person doesn't understand like the candle thing. Obviously,
Okay,
they're
message
more
to Zeke.
concerned with like what's going on around them.
Message to Zeke. I think we've provided a significant amount of incentive. Now we need to remove the disincentive to talk from whoever he's been with.
I'm pretty sure there's a magical reason they cannot speak to us. Is it because we threatened you, or was it other threats?
No, it's nothing of magic. I have.
They have your family, they got your kids. What's going on?
You know, it's not
That's-
that hard for us to get people out
She-
of bad situations. It
they-
happens to be
They
a
kind of like
specialty of
nod towards Val.
several of us.
Something
Okay.
along those lines.
Okay.
Who are these
Not-
people?
They can't. He won't.
I was signed on. All of us were signed on. I'm not. We weren't supposed to have any troubles, do any issues here. Just it's an in and out deal. We're not causing terrible issues, as far as I know. We're just.
Are you from this town?
Let them finish first.
Let them finish.
Nah. Yes.
I'm not. No.
Have you hurt anyone here? Any of
I-
you?
I haven't. And the candle is still like stagnant, but
But was it misleading in the fact that she asked, would any of you hurt?
she says I
anyone?
haven't.
She said no, and then I haven't, which is hiding / misleading with what
Yeah.
she said.
She is getting to, and then looks down at the other person, the guy on the ground that was like talking.
We'll
to,
deal with
to
him
them.
later.
I'm just gonna point to Val and be like, "She's very scary."
We'll deal with him later. So you haven't hurt anybody, but somebody is keeping someone you care about hostage for your compliance. Who are these
Let's-
people?
it's not a hostage situation. It's a gifted situation. We were hired on here, told that we were expected to be here, and legally here, and that this was just a business venture for all of us, and then people got carried away. I am not whatever they've put me as. I am just trying to make some kind of a life. I don't know why we're here still.
I'm not.
Okay, I have 2 questions.
Hmm.
Who are they?
They look down at like the little sash thing.
A name would be nice.
They call themselves the Rooks. They say that it's a mercenary, that we are now a mercenary band under the Night's Watch of some purple dragon something. I don't know. They sounded really important. And like just looking for words.
Okay. And who told you this was a business venture?
Archie. Well, technically, it was Nez, but directly I was hired on by Archie, and he was hired on by Max. Most of us were, all of us were. We're trying to get enough money to move out of Sligo and start somewhere new. And this was supposed to be a door opened to it, and we were supposed to come here and do guard work for something for 3 weeks, and then they'd give us all 100 gold and send us our way.
Mm-hmm. Now, these 3 weeks, how far into that period are you currently?
It's been only about 8 days.
Okay. Right.
Val.
I have some questions. This Archie and Max, do you know where they are?
No. I've seen them once since I've been here, and usually Archie is in the Giant's Toe up in the hill. That's the big nice
Bird Mansion?
It's the tavern.
Oh,
I've
okay.
seen that all the parties at, but I've seen a few individuals coming in and out of the mansion at the top of the hill. I don't want any trouble. We're all trying to make it by.
We
Some of us
understand.
are not doing justice, I understand, and whatever that might mean.
Okay, so you thought you were doing guard work, but it sounds like you're realizing you're not. What exactly is going on here?
I appreciate your honesty there, miss. And my friends here, I think we've developed a nice little relationship in this discussion we've been having along, and you've been doing an excellent job of letting us know about things that we want to know. But we're gonna take it a bit further. We're gonna do a little experiment, you and I, and we're gonna do some conjecture. Now I want you to think back across the 8 days you've been here.
I don't know what that means. I'm sorry.
During this time,
Dumb it down, Abe. Dumb it down.
let me rephrase. When you got here, were you still thinking you were gonna be a god, or were you aware that something had changed?
They just put me at my post and said to keep people in their houses overnight.
Okay, this is the first thing I wanted to ask. Now, in the time you've been here, I reckon, smart girl like you've kept your head up, looked out a bit. Where are they trying to keep you all, to keep people from going to? Or maybe where are they trying to keep people at? Where in the town would they be likely to be doing something?
I don't rightly know. It's been, I don't know anything about Colquitt. And even my time here, every time I might ask a question to one of the other motions at the guy on the ground,
Okay.
they don't know either. Archie just says, follow the process, trust the process.
Okay, so my understanding is this guy doesn't know anything either. Uh-oh.
No, it's just my head really hurts.
Sorry.
That's too bad. Let me
I mean,
see
I'm not
about
sorry.
that for you. And I'm going to take his hair, her hair, and like try and see if I can part it to find any like bloody spot.
Please don't.
Yeah.
Don't.
Like you can see, like there is like a blooded area on the side.
And I'll like motion Zerial over to like maybe like clean that, fix it up a little bit.
Yeah, Zerial's like.
We got a doc here. He's just gonna take a look.
I can I can have you fixed right up. I don't know if Zerial would spend a spell slot or just do a healer's kit, but or just gonna say
He'd probably spend a spell slot.
He probably would, actually.
Yeah, actually,
he probably would. He probably
would. Closes right up with cure wounds. What y'all got?
Marlo first.
So you said some people are at the tavern, and then some people come in and out of that mansion. Are those ever people like you, or are those more of the people in charge?
I don't know everyone that joined in with the Rooks. A lot of us were just trying to make our ways out of Sligo, and it was right place, right time. I knew a handful of others, and I haven't seen them since we were stationed. I saw one of them. He's on the south side of town, stationed, but we just kind of stay here, and then whenever we sleep, we go to whatever the city barracks were, or we stay at this guild hall.
What happened to the barracks? The gods who were in the town?
They said that they were doing other business guard things elsewhere. I didn't
Do you
pry.
know if they still... Did you see anyone leave?
Leave the town?
The town, yeah. Has anyone left the town since you got here? Any group of people?
Not that I know of. Besides, no.
So, do you happen to know if any of these compatriots or your fellow Rook people have been to any other cities recently? And if so, what they were doing there?
I saw a group. I'm on night watch, and I saw a group head out a few days ago, going west. I guess that's the ones that were leaving, but they were some of the more skilled that I knew of in Sligo. I don't know where they went. They came back, I think, last night.
Do you know where they are? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's fine. Go ahead. Do you know where they are?
Please don't hurt me again. I don't. If I had to guess, maybe the Giant's Toe.
Okay. Sounds like we need to go up to that tavern.
Well, I mean, less people in the mansion, but I have another question. This might be really weird, but do they have, like, an ability to maybe mask their face? or anything like that?
Maybe? I don't know. They were wearing weird cloaks.
Purple cloaks?
Can
They
I
had
like
the sash.
minor illusion, like a mini cloak that I
The
saw in
cloaks.
Abe's
Yeah,
vision?
the cloak would have been gray.
Oh, gray cloaks. Gray cloaks?
And
Like minor
and-
illusion it to be like
Yeah, which cloak are you?
The one that was in my read object.
the one that
vision.
broke down the farm door.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah, they confirm.
Okay,
That's
those
just like-
guys.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's kind of what I figured. Now, I'm sure my friends here may have a couple of last questions for you, but consider me your advocate in the following situation. See, we're gonna be going back down into this town in a minute to try and resolve some of the going-ons here. We would love to have an amicable split with you. You've been real helpful. I think we've treated you pretty nicely. You seem to be in good shape. So what I need to understand is how I can have some assurances that when we all part ways here, that you're not gonna go causing us trouble with the rest of our evening.
I'm just in it for money, honestly.
We could just have them help us. They are a mercenary. We could pay them.
I'm gonna like pull her around for a second. I don't have. Do you have money? You wanna give me?
Take one look at my armor. Do I have money, Abraham?
Right.
So how about this?
They're only
Um,
leaving in a few weeks. I'm sure that there's not a lot that they can do in 2 weeks.
Yeah, of course.
People can
not.
do a
We're
lot.
not-
Saw an
2 weeks.
entire city burn down and they get frozen in one afternoon. So I
Yep.
mean,
Mood. So,
Weird, Matt.
Like frightened shock look on her on their face.
When you get out of here, you may want to look up what happened to
no,
some of the
don't,
other towns
don't,
up
don't.
But for now, so here's what I'm thinking here. You're gonna be real quiet, and you're gonna stay out of sight, and you're not gonna talk to anyone. You might be staying right here for a period of time, and then somewhere else by yourself for a period of time. So there's nothing to worry about for you. But let's say we wanted to talk to
Archie.
Archie. How would you go about talking to Archie?
They think about it for a second. There was a first flicker you saw on the candle was that they were in it only for the money. And
I feel like what they're in it for is kind of maybe irrelevant, but
Oh no, I think I might be interested in that. I like
Okay.
motivation, but I'll wait until after all of this.
Archie is kind of just he's kind of friendly at times, but I've seen him be rough with a few of us and townsfolk who don't want to listen, and in shops that I've kind of ignored. But he's usually always at the Giant's Toe, and
Okay.
I think that he's the one that goes between us and Max.
And do you know where Max is by any chance?
I don't.
well, what
Okay.
do they look like? Or-
Archie is a taller human with red hair and a goatee, and just he's pretty handsome. But I mean, you know,
1 second. I'm gonna pull back to Nova. Nova, that thought thing that you do. Can you do that with other people's thoughts?
why don't we
There's
just
a lot
ask
of
this
thought
person to
things.
come with us?
The
We
one
could
where you
take
just
them
sort of,
with
like,
us.
bottle it.
Yeah, I could do that, but I think they have to consent.
They've been
That's
pretty
all
helpful so
That's
far.
all I needed to know. Give me just 1 second.
Can we get the other description?
Yeah.
He's just a shorter human with kind of a gruff.
I realize
black
it
hair
can be hard
and
for
goatee.
you to describe.
I've
that
been
kind
raising
of a
my
thing.
hand.
I realize it can be kind of hard for you to describe that sort of a thing. I actually have a friend here who can sort of, if you just think about them, they can pull that image out. And we can just have that. It'll be easier if you'd be fine with that.
Just shrugs.
Cool. Nova, if you wouldn't mind.
Looking for the spell. I'm sorry. There's so many.
Val, yeah, what you got?
Yeah, I've been trying to say something.
Sorry.
Thanks. Okay, so couldn't we just take them with us? They are very helpful, and it might be helpful to have a guide.
Take the chance of them yelling out for help with other people.
Yeah,
I'd rather not.
Not go. They'd probably just kill me.
I'd rather not have to worry about descent with the group we're traveling with and just tie them up and
I
leave
did
them
want
over
to ask
here.
a question though. How well do you all know each other? Like, let's say that Zeke here, what with his one weird horn and general glower demeanor, what if he was to put on one of them?
He's all like
tabards?
offended.
What if he were to put on one of them there tabards and stroll in? Would they be likely to think that he was not one of them?
I think there's only. We all showed up together, and I think there's only. Most of us were. Most of us are human or half elf, and there's only one half orc and a one of those water folk that was along with us, but that's about it. So I think you'd kind of stand out.
Well, now that's helpful information. Thank you.
Is there any way to, tell you underling rooks from, the others' uniform or anything like that?
They have nicer armor, I guess. They just kind of gave us this, or asked us to bring whatever we had, which I didn't have any.
Hey, Michael.
Yeah.
Not to break out of character, I'm really sorry for immersion break, but I'm really struggling to find this spell, and I know I have it from Vice Corps Coalition. What is it?
What is the
It's
spell that you're
the
talking
one that you can pull out from the mind and put into a glass
I don't know
vial.
what it's called.
It's literally
a
on the tip
thread
of my
thing.
tongue, and I've searched all of the keywords that I thought would work for it, and
Is
I
it like
still
encode thoughts or something, or?
That sounds right. I didn't try thought. Thought.
Encode thoughts.
Is it encode thoughts?
Garden of
I don't know.
appears.
I think it is. Yeah, it's in. Yes, it is encode thoughts. Yes, thank you. It was killing me so much. Yes. Okay. Resolved. Yeah. Cantrip. Good.
So
Excellent.
here's what I think what we're gonna do here. Okay, so if I got this all correct, Archie hangs out at the Giant Toe, a lot. He gives all of you and your compatriots with the purple sashes, direction. Those directions are very simple, as is convenient, and you're keeping everyone inside the homes for the next 19 days. At which time you're all going to be paid, and assumably everything will go back to normal as far as you're concerned. Is that all tracking so far?
Essentially.
Great. Okay, so was there any flicker with that?
Yeah.
Ah,
Can you be more direct? Yes or no? Or why it's a half way answer?
I mean, we aren't like. I'm sure that a lot of the rooks here are doing some bad shit, but I mean, there's a bunch of rich assholes that are also been doing bad shit to the people of Sligo for years.
Are they from the city?
Liga.
The Trundleman family, they're the ones that most of everyone else is here for.
Is that
I
your
know
other
that.
motivation?
You would make a history check.
Ooh, can I also make one?
Do I get advantage if they're
Nope, you just get
castle
to.
city of Altenair?
They are not in the.
Ooh.
You just get to make the check.
30-20.
20.
17. So Marlo's probably gonna get it.
Oh.
Also get it. Knowledge isn't for one person alone.
You both have heard of the name. Marlo, you know specifically that the Trundleman family has a pretty heavy monopoly on things and goods coming from the Formere Lake. The lake that's like right up at the top, like the huge lake. There's lots of fishing villages around, and pretty much everything is sold under the name of the Trundleman family.
And they're from Colkirk.
Yes, they live here in Colkirk.
Okay. Val, if you want to ask before you go.
Oh, yeah, so I have to leave now, but my
Yeah,
last
you go.
question was, Val wanted to ask, how intricate or ornate is the higher-ups' armor? How nice does that go? Nice-wise.
They had some really nice kind of gilded armor. It was honestly kind of a wake up whenever they showed up, because it was kind of a punch in the face, since they play on as much of the little guys as well, and
So
but
it's
they
ornate.
It's
Uh,
ostentatious.
somewhat.
That's the word.
Is it ostentatious?
I don't know what that means.
Is
I'm
it
sorry.
kind of?
Fancy.
Is it very fancy?
Standing
Yes.
out.
Yes. Archie's is.
Perfect.
Max is just, it looks like a nice darker stuff.
May I have
Cool.
your tabard, please?
Bound. Hands behind back.
I bound him up. I mean,
Oh.
do you want me to? I'll, I guess.
We can get that later. I gotta go.
At the tabard.
Also-
Val's just gonna
Val.
take the tabard. Peace
Goodbye.
out.
No, okay. Okay, no,
Feel free to intimidate as much as you want from Val. Her intimidation is a +7. Bye, guys.
Got it. Good. So,
This candle only lasts for 10 minutes, by the way.
It's been past 10
It's
minutes.
been.
I assume it's pretty real time considering.
yeah. Okay, so, alright, so, you're gonna tell us as much about Archie as Max as possible. We're gonna focus in on that, and try and, wrap this up for you. And then you'll have somewhere nice to hang out until this is all over. And if you're real
It'll last
cooperative,
for an hour, but yeah.
and what we're gonna do is we're gonna leave you in that nice comfy place. And as long as we succeed and are all still alive, we'll come back and get you. And if we don't succeed and get killed, no one's gonna come back and get you because no one's gonna know where you are. So you want us to succeed. Clear enough? Clear enough. Good. So here's what we're gonna do. We would like to
make a
speak, I
persuasion
believe-
check. Or an intimidation.
Cool. Any kind of modifier to that?
Just your normal persuasion check.
I would say very much every time that Zeke is talking to him, Abe is just sort of leering over him, taking notes while staring him dead in the eyes.
Cool. I think because
Very
I knew,
unnerved. Consistently unnerved.
as I'm doing this particular thing, because I know I'm making like a big play with that, I'm going to be doing Fiendish Charm to basically give myself advantage.
Okay.
So I'll use one of my first level spell slots for that. Oh my god. Okay, no, okay. So we had a nat 1, but we also had a 13 here. So that's for a total. They're both pretty bad. Well, 13 is bad, but it was like 4, 13.
It's 13 total.
No, I'm adding because I got a little bit. I got disconcerted by the 1, which came out first. So that's gonna be with persuasion, 18.
Okay. They stay quiet, are in a pretty much like I don't really have a choice situation here. Like mindset, and they're just like kind of feeling like they have to go along at this point, but yeah.
Sure. Great. So, we're gonna be there are some people that we might need to talk to. And I'd like to know how you go about finding Archie, where he is during the day, and if you were gonna talk to him, or one of your compatriots wearing one of your nice purple sashes, what kind of business would you need in order to talk to Archie directly?
Let me roll to see if they know. Archie is, like I said, he's always at the Giant's Toe, but the only ones I've known to go up to talk to him have been whenever they have something to sell or something. Like one of the shops has something new to sell.
And they go talk to Archie about that. What kind of things does Archie like?
He just buys stuff from everybody, I think.
Buys for the whole company, the whole group, or himself, or both?
No, he buys it and then it goes somewhere. I'm not sure.
What kind of things does he buy?
All of the fishing, you see like a little bit of like a register, like a recognition in their eyes, and they say, he kind of just buys everything.
Resources or like items?
Now, if you think real
like food
hard,
and goods and other items. I don't know how he affords all of it.
Can I do an insight check to see if that makes sense?
I was gonna insight.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not lying because we no longer have a candle.
Insight check.
Now, if you think real hard, I'm sure you might be able to think of something specific that Archie himself buys. Maybe something weird, something out of the ordinary. You know, not like food or basic supplies. And if you did manage to think of something like that, we might be able to wrap up this whole unpleasant discussion a lot sooner.
I think he's pretty much emptied that brewery just south of here. The Tithes and Taps. As far as I know, that's about the extent of that for him.
All right,
I'm not sure.
That is amount helpful.
Okay. All right.
What's the
we
insight check?
appreciate a 12.
18.
18. Looks like they don't know what they're like. They don't know enough about the situation. They've pretty much kept to themselves about like what's going on. Asking questions has just been very much like I'm just going to do my own thing, and this is what they've seen so far. Is that like Archie goes into places and buys up all of the inventory at every store everywhere and then brings it somewhere.
Cool, and she doesn't know where, or at least hasn't said. Maybe I'll ask, because I don't. Do you know where all this stuff goes once it's been purchased?
They don't know.
Cool. All right.
I think
So
that Regent actually dealt more with that. And points to the unconscious body on the ground.
good to know. Good to know. We might be talking with this fella here soon. And finally, when Archie wants to speak with Max, where does he go?
I don't know. Like
Okay.
I said, the past 8 days have been me right outside this market area. That's it.
Okay, so more about what you know. Yeah, Marlo.
Any chance that they, have a special focus on religious items or totems or anything like that?
Or gems.
Shards. of
That
gems.
was the first thing that we had to do.
Hmm.
Was go door to door and ask for religious iconography, but most of them like just had the sun guys things, and another one, whoever's up top over there.
Elzak?
I don't know.
Okay, that's fine. You don't have to think too hard about that.
Brigantia.
Is that a name
Great.
of a deity?
Now,
Can I roll a religion check?
Yeah.
well, they
Ew.
religion check. I'm gonna be like, now you mentioned some people go up to that manor. What have you seen going up to that manor? Tell me
16.
about the manor.
Thinks hard about trying to is actually actively thinking now about what they've seen about the manor. 16 on the religion, and Marlowe was a
I only got a 15.
15. About the same thing. Y'all know that this area, y'all saw the symbol is very high in the sky for one of them. Is Lathander, who's kind of like Pelor light. And then the other one is a Celtic goddess of rivers and livestock.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
But this one, they say, the farthest I've seen them anyone walk that I know of, and I've been around these areas a couple of times. They don't go. Sometimes they go from inn to inn and then back to the Giant's Toe. Sometimes they go up toward the Giant's Toe and then someone walks off towards the graveyard, and then I don't see them again until the next morning. I don't know if they're going to the house or something, but maybe.
When they head to the graveyard, who heads to the graveyard, and what do they take with them?
Just random, I think, individuals, and they just take a note.
A note, like something written.
Case. While this is going on, I am drafting up in the back of my book a contract. The contract states that if the undersigned person, who is the guarantor of the effects of the contract, describes us, says our name, talks about anything that happened within the 2-hour period from like whatever half hour was right before we originally met these guards to 2 hours from then. So it describes anything that happened in that time frame, or points out anything owned by or conjured by our party that their soul is immediately forfeit to Seamus. And that if they do not do that for 24 or 48 hours, Zeke.
I would do at least 72.
That seems a bit much.
Oh, you're right. We have to
48.
get on the road. We better do let's do 12 hours so we can get on the road tomorrow. Or okay, 24. We could do 24.
I was doing 24 or 48.
Any votes on the party?
24? Okay.
2 days.
48
2
then.
days? 48. Okay, so if they fulfill those terms for 48 hours, then the contract is closed, they keep their soul, and they shall be free to leave with the sum of, and I look toward Val, how much gold did you want to give him?
Yeah, like
I-
5
How
gold.
much gold? 5?
Yeah.
And they will
A
be
lot
free
for
to
normal
leave.
people.
They will be free to leave with the sum of 5 gold, which will be paid to them in advance to do whatever they may. That's the contract I'm drafting up.
Looks at it.
To be perfectly honest, that's a shit deal. For someone who's getting offered 100 gold for the
Yeah.
current work that they're doing.
Yeah, but the
Yeah,
other
but
option
it's either
that he
that or
has
we
is
kill
I
them.
murder him right now.
Can we?
I was gonna
Oh.
tie him up and leave him in that tunnel we made that we cover up, and then
Guys are quite evil aligned. This poor person.
No,
wanted-
they broke the law and did a lot of other shit. So I mean,
they did agree
Money
to.
for their
They
family.
did agree to go and basically
No,
mug and
here's the
rough up the
thing.
town.
Here's the
It's
thing.
for money.
They are part of subjugating a town, and all I'm saying is that they can't stop me from doing what I'm doing for 48 hours. I'm not requiring anything of them. I'm not saying that they have to do a certain thing. I'm
Yeah, they
saying
can still get
can't
paid.
get in my way.
Do you show them the contract?
I've written it up, but I'm not going to show it to them until they're done asking their questions.
Okay.
I'm
So I'm
pretty
going to wait for
done.
the signal. Are you guys done? Cool.
I don't have a lot more. We got a couple good leads to follow. So you have no idea. Is there anything else you think we should know so that we're more likely to avoid trouble, which I think would come back on you as well? Okay. All right.
Wait,
Well-
I have a question. I do. What happened to the people, in charge of this town? City, Colkirk, area, location?
I've been there as a GM.
Again, we weren't told anything. I was just told to stand watch and make sure people don't leave their homes.
All right, miss. Now, as I said, I'm your representative within this situation. I want to see that we all get out of here amicably, and that you go live a nice, long, mercenary work-filled life if you so choose to. So, what I have prepared here, I'm not sure if you were aware of this, but actually, my primary profession, along with my brother here, is through our law office services. We work for a sort of specific clientele, and I have prepared this contract. Now, this is a simple non-disclosure agreement. You're just going to agree to these terms right here. To not say a single damn thing about having seen us, anything we own, or anything about this conversation for just 48 hours, and then we're out of your hair and you can do whatever you would like.
Roll a persuasion check.
Hey. Where's my...
Yeah, Nova, you know that rope tricker will end in about 5 minutes.
Get down.
And I let people know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's gonna be quick.
Yeah.
No, you may not.
16 plus 7 is 23.
And you won't tell them that I told you?
No,
I'll even write it in right here. What's your name?
I don't even know your name, so I can't tell them anything.
Sid?
Sid. Well, we shall not reveal that Sid helped us in any way, shape, or form to the best of our ability in the completion of our task over the next 48 hours. Clause 3, subsection 4, period.
Yeah. And he'll just put it in so that it's like, if we don't hold up our end, the contract is void.
Yep.
But no consequences.
Yep.
But he probably wouldn't know that. Or she, I guess, probably
Yeah,
wouldn't.
she probably.
They just gotta nod like they don't really have anything else to do, so they're like, I mean,
Cool.
alright.
I'm gonna untie one of their hands and then hold the other
So-
one still in a
So,
rope.
as a
so
sign
they
of good
can-
faith, I'll sign first. So I take out the Chris knife
Come on, please. That's scary. What?
and I just poke
Oh,
my
no.
thumb and I put it away. And then I take my quill and I dip it and I sign.
Darting eyes to Marlo and Nova. Like,
And I
It's-
just
it's-
hand the quill.
An unfortunate byproduct. It doesn't hurt more than just a little bit of a prick.
you also all start to hear, what the fuck? Fuck
Can I just like lightly kick him?
Val kicks him. Val.
God! My knees!
No, his knees
Val
are fixed.
100%
Zero was-
KOs him again.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. So does he sign? Or she sign, I mean?
Yeah, they sign.
Cool.
Them.
Cool, cool.
Like, notice, like, the guy just wake up and, just let me leave, please.
Alright, so
Cool.
as soon as they sign, I will file it back into the book. It seals in with flame. I close the book with a thumb.
3 minutes.
I'm
Take
gonna
the-
quickly like tie this person back to my
Yeah.
back and get Val to like pick up the other
Same.
one.
I will help her tie it back to the back. I think they can climb down now. Because we're
How do I,
letting their...
how did you get in? How do I get out? I don't,
Ed,
I am opening the window.
what the fuck?
Now you just climb on down there. You can go ahead and go first. And do remember, be smart. Don't tell no one shit.
I will
Keep
go
a hold of
first.
your soul.
I will go first before them.
You can go second.
You can follow me. It's okay.
Follows.
And I'm
first
gonna
words
go
from
down.
Nova. In the situ- I like it.
Who gives?
You want to like
who gives the
insight
gold?
Nova for that? I don't.
I'll go down after the guard.
I'll go down last.
Who gives them the gold?
Val.
Val.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
She's the one who offered. I have no money.
Hands. And like looks around, and like points at the hole.
Down the
The
rope.
hole will take you right on out.
There's a rope. Make sure you climb well, because it's a 60-foot drop.
Like after y'all get at the bottom,
Oh, we're down
Oh,
at the
yeah,
bottom now?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're down.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
and like
You
Go
can-
right through that hole over there.
You don't
That
have
will
to go
take
through the
you
hole.
out, or you can stay inside the city.
You can do
I
whatever
would
you
personally recommend leaving, but it's up to you.
You can just act normal.
I would say you just never saw us.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Why
According
don't
to
you
the
start
contract,
working on-
you didn't. So
Why don't you start working on a real good story for your friend here about why he spontaneously passed out?
with broken kneecaps?
No,
I think
Zerial
Zerial
fixed
should-
his kneecaps.
They
That was just a
start
bad night.
Did. I thought-
detaching some of their leather armor that they have, and just kind of like after a second, they take it off and toss it to the side, and then just go through the hole.
I pick up
God. That's the correct
That's
response in
unfair.
this situation.
I you know what?
It's what I would do.
Yeah.
So, as
Should we-
the group sits
No.
out in the
We're gonna
middle
take
again,
the tied up
Yeah.
guy,
you're
gag
all
him real
short-rested.
good, and he's
Can we
going
put them in the hole?
Yeah, put him in the hole.
going in
Yeah.
the hole.
You're all short rested. You
Hold
put him in the
down.
hole, and as
Yeah.
that comes to a close, it's now close to midnight.
I'm probably gonna leave
There.
that poor person with like 3 gold so that they can like get medical bills paid for for
Zero fixed
their
it.
broken kneecaps. No,
I'm
he
gonna-
did not. He fixed the head of the
Yeah.
bleeding person.
Uh,
No one fixed those knees.
Once he's in the hole, I'm gonna like take a nice little like blanket and be like, "Now you just stay right there, all comfortable like, and we'll be back for you in a few hours."
No,
Try
I'll
not to make
untie
too much
them.
sound.
Yeah,
To be honest, because
Yeah.
if nobody finds them, I don't want
right. Because
they
untying
can-
the now
they can-
crippled
broken knee.
person is, yeah. I want to make a level 18 wheelchair adventure that's going to come after y'all one day.
You came for my kneecaps. I'll come for yours.
And as
That bandit.
y'all try to figure out your next moves, we will go ahead and end there for tonight.
Great.
Oh man, thank y'all for sticking with us through that nonsense.
We did well.
That was good. That was good, guys. Did y'all did someone redeem plausible?
Did they?
Nothing. No
Oh,
plausible.
Nope,
this is
and
our
I'm
first
tired,
time
so
without.
please.
We're not vibing. All right, too late.
Please,
Too
I'm
late.
This is our
tired.
first one without plausible. It's so
Too
long.
late. All right, guys.
It's too late. That's it.
Everyone is like getting ready to go to sleep right now. I can see it.
Yeah.
Well, don't let that dissuade you from coming over on Tuesday to watch us all get riggedy wrecked by.
Oh, yeah.
Cyberstrahd? I'm confused sometimes.
Me too. I have no idea.
Oh, someone can't redeem it, so it must have been redeemed. I didn't see it get redeemed, but oh, it's
Oh.
redeemed.
Rupar.
Oh.
You said I did
Rupar
redeem.
redeemed it.
Every time. All right, hold on.
Fine.
I'm not.
I can
I'm
vibe.
not.
I like to
listen,
vibe after.
That's okay. Don't feel bad.
I was 800% ready to like threaten to Sparta kick some asshole down that hole. I was prepared.
I'm just.
Yep.
I was ready
loving
for it.
that y'all. Let's get on down to plausible after.
Fine. We'll do it.